You got it, baby. Give me some, baby. Yeah. Melanin popping, everything firm, nothing ain't dropping on you. All the big heads them watching, 6-figure clocking, but that ain't bothering you. No. Man could have gone on them ways, you know. But them boy go run the place, you know. Watch how your mother pray for you. Look how you're born with flavor, flavor, flavor. Melanin flavor, flavor, flavor. Sign the pen on your paper, paper, paper. Melanin flavor, flavor, flavor. Tell a boy go brave enough. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Before you hot up the place enough. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look how you sweet like bonbon, like sugar in a pot when it brown brown. You know where you come from, so nobody can take you for clown now. Cause you know what you have is special. So baby, don't give it up now, because your mother pray for you. Look how you're born with flavor, flavor, flavor. Melanin flavor, flavor, flavor. Sign the pen on your paper, paper, paper. Melanin flavor, flavor, flavor. Tell a boy go brave enough. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Before you hot up the place enough. Go brave enough. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Before you hot up the place enough. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look how you're born with flavor, flavor, flavor. Melanin flavor, flavor, flavor. Sign the pen on your paper, paper, paper. Melanin flavor, flavor, flavor. Tell a boy go brave enough. Before you hot up the place, you know. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Would you like to rock it with me, baby? Would you like to jump it with me, honey? Would you like to rock it with me, baby? Would you like to jump it with me, honey?
Digging deep in the crates, deep in the crates, deep in the crates for the Oasis sounds.
She was standing in a corner, looking so sweet and without a partner. So I went over, I spoke to her, she smiled, and I said to her, would you like to rock it with me, baby? Would you like to jam it with me, honey? Sweet calypso, music jamming for soul. Come and rock it with me, baby. Come and jam it with me.
She walk up to me, you know how long I'm waiting for we to do a thing. Now you enter, I want soca. She say I'm full of energy, so come let we party. Lord, I'm feeling so rock tonight. Come and jam me and make me feel alright. I'm party fever, I'm a sucker for soca. I want to jam until morning close. I'm feeling so rock tonight. Yeah, yeah. Baby. Here we go.
Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever we celebrate. Wherever we celebrate. Whenever celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever we celebrate. Wherever we celebrate. Whenever celebrate with Caribbean. Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean.
Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider. Drink responsibly.
I want to rumba, bounce to the soca. I want to whiny, whine your boom boom. Whiny, whine your boom boom. Whiny, whine your boom boom. Whiny, whine your boom boom.
Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Hi, guys. Welcome to Island Girl Talk.
Yep.
We are your hosts. I'm Krystal Khayne.
Trinidad Shawna.
Neicy. And of course, we've got the amazing Nigel Rojas of Orange Sky in the house today. Put that camera on him. Ananias. Yes, hi.
Yes.
Hi, Nige. Guy, yeah. And of course, guys, we want to wish you all a happy independence. 60 years independent, guys.
Check out the colors now.
Yeah,
Right.
red, white, and black.
We try to take
Trinity deport. And of course, Nigel wearing black too. So yeah, he in the thing too.
For today, we'll say that you rep the band Red Skies, right?
Right. Right.
Oh my gosh, Neicy, I swear. Guys, Neicy is not just a whole celebrity anymore. She's a whole comedian. Oli Girl had a set. Where was it? Laugh on the Ave?
Yes.
Yes, she did a set there and I was told that it was amazing. She did such a good job. So yeah, kudos to you. We're going to check her out. Her first time.
Yeah.
So we're going to check her out the next time. We'll announce it, right?
Yeah. This Thursday, I'm going to the next installment at Grub Gardens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'll be redoing the same set because, you know, when they move it's
Yes.
different crowds.
Yeah.
But I would say, though, that you guys indirectly give me the confidence to try this because they're always telling me how funny I am. Like, I have a really good comedy. And I know I'm funny.
She
but
has
like,
great comedic
to hear
timing.
people,
Yeah, she does.
To
Yeah.
hear people say that, I was like, okay, well, cool. Let me see what this is about. Because I just be exploring jokes in my head and be
Yes,
cracking up
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So I said,
And
let me
it's
try
very
this
spur of the moment, so we would be in a conversation, and then Neicy said something spur of the moment, and kind of takes us off guard. So
Yeah.
I think that was a nice.
So just now I'll be
a
selling
nice
out
move.
Here's the Crawford and
Ah,
stuff.
So,
yes,
so
I love it. I
so
love
we
that kind of confidence.
we inspire, you know,
Yeah,
Krystal
yeah.
and Shawna with the inspiration.
With the inspiration.
That's the kind of friends you need. Get you some friends like Krystal and Shawna.
And then you could conquer the world, boy. All right, guys, you know how we do it. Greetings and salutations. How was your weekend? How was your week going? What are your plans? You know what I mean? It's Independence Day. We're watching fireworks. We're doing this. We're doing that. Talk to us. How was your weekend, niece?
It was busy. Oh my gosh, it was busy.
Did I hear that?
It was busy, but
I
it
hear that.
feels good to be back in the groove because after getting sick recently, I thought like that was it for my energy. It would not come back.
Girl.
But now, like, this week was a very, very productive week, but long.
Okay.
Like, I'll be taking naps in the middle of the day just to catch up with sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, it was good. It was good.
For me, on Sunday, we shot Moves, which is the show that we air on CNC3.
Oh, yes.
So look out for season 2. It would be coming soon. We did well, remember the first season was, it's like, you know, 106 and Park, eh?
Yeah.
Right. Well, it was a concept similar to that where we'd have dance videos happening, you know, and giving dancers that opportunity. But this time around, it's a competition. So we had a live competition in the back of Movie Tongue, and dancers came out from all over the country to compete and represent. So it was really good. So y'all can look out for that. We
so
shot that
you was
on
busy.
Sunday. Yeah.
Nigel, what about you?
This weekend was just, lots of the usual,
Yes.
Yeah. With Red
performing
Skies.
and
Yes.
with Red Skies. Yeah.
Of
I'm actually
course.
performing in Savannah tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
And of course, Orange Sky is celebrating 25 years of music. You all are
Yes,
celebrating your
yes.
anniversary.
Saturday.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, we're going to be talking more about that later in the show when we spotlight Nigel today. Right? So stay
Can't wait
tuned
to
and
hear.
keep it locked with that to get
Yeah.
more info. And they have this show coming up this Saturday and all of that, yes?
Yes.
At
yes.
Sound Forge.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're going to get into more of that later on. Right? And of course, you know, you get like Nigel and I have similar weekends. You know, we booked with gigs and stuff, but this weekend was a scene.
Even last night
Especially
was a
last
scene for
night.
you.
Last night was, I mean, busy is great.
Yeah.
But I got home like after 2 this morning and had to wake up for the
You
show.
messaged me like after 2 this morning,
Yeah.
right? And asked
Yeah.
me if I was up. I
If
think
you were
I was
still up.
long gone there, but
Yeah. So
I
all
saw the
right.
time you got home.
Yeah. So busy. So guys, we want to thank you all in the chat room. You guys are always there, ready to chat with us, ready to vibe with us. Remember to like and share this live. The more the merrier. And call us at 4664 O.U.R. That's 466-4687. We were thinking about having a pop-up giveaway today, but I feel we're going to keep it to next week because we have some things for all you to do first.
Yeah,
right?
things
So
singing,
next week for
things
that.
singing.
So like and share this live. And let we go. What's the topic today, y'all? All right,
juicy
it's
one,
a
no?
juicy. It's
It's a
always
juicy
juicy. It's
one.
always juicy.
But
Today's
no,
guy's
It's like a
perspective.
scenario.
Yeah.
Right? And of course, today's guy's perspective, which is why we have Nigel joining us today for the conversation, for topic of the day. Right? And this is what it is, Nigel. We want to get, let me just tell you your role for today's show. Right? You are not just a guy that is on the show today. You are the male representative for guys' perspective. Every last Wednesday, we turn the show over to the men. We discuss a topic that resonates with men and try to get their feel on things so that we could, you know, learn more about how men think and feel and all of that jazz.
Yeah.
So you're our sounding board here. Right, that we bounce the ideas off of, and the male representative for the men in our audience.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So today we're gonna talk about dating a woman, and this is for the men. We're not gonna broaden it for male or female. Today it's about the men.
Yeah.
So we're discussing this, right? When a man is dating a woman with a child whose father is actively present, what is his rule? Let me repeat that. Dating a woman with a child whose biological father is actively present in the child's life. What is that new man's rule?
Yeah.
So
To the child?
yes. So let's delve into it a little bit. So the reason why we came up with this topic today is someone brought to our attention a discussion that was being had a few days ago, and it was about this mother who is a mother of one. And she came on and was basically bashing her new boyfriend. What she was saying is that the new boyfriend doesn't assist her financially in taking care of her child. And then it came in
The conversation.
conversing with her, it was determined that the child's biological father is front and center, present in the child's life.
Even
financially, right, emotionally. He spends quality time with his child. He plays with his child. He does the epitome of what a real father should be, except that he's not with the mom, right? So she's now bashing the boyfriend, the new guy, saying he doesn't help her. But the people were saying, what help you need? You know what I mean? It's not like you're a single mom. You might be separated from the dad, but you're not a single parent because the dad is present. You know what I mean? And you're both co-parenting successfully. So what exactly do you need from the new boyfriend? Well, a whole set of people started discussing and saying that, you know, as a man, it doesn't matter. I will still help her take care of her child. And that's great, because I think that men are like that. And, you know, if you want to do that, you're a saint. But at the same time, the child is being adequately taken care of and then some. So I want to hear your views on this. Right, I want to know what, and you all in the audience, I want to know what you all think about this mom who, and women in general with kids whose fathers are present. Should the owners still be on their new boyfriends to help them financially, emotionally, and all that jazz, take care of their kid? So yeah, how
I'll
y'all
go
feel?
last. I'll go last.
Sean?
Last.
Okay, so my opinion is I am quite confused as to how the lady feels, right? But I'm trying my hardest to be objective and put myself in her position, right? So I don't know, maybe possibly she's one of those women, because you know there are a lot of women who are accustomed to men being providers, or they've been raised in households where the men do the work in terms of, you know, that aspect.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, you know, this is my assumption. I'm really trying to be on her side here to see where she's coming from. Is it possible that she's used to that? Because in a sense, the guy's role financially is not his obligation, right? He can help because he recognizes, as a man, if I'm entering a woman's life, I automatically need to care for her kid.
Yes.
Right? If that's not going to be the case, then I should probably find a single woman, right? So he's not really obligated, especially that the lady's already getting assistance. So what does she want? Is it that she's accustomed to a household where the man comes home and say, perhaps her dad comes home and say, Mom, to his wife, hold $5,000 and organize the household, or hold $2,000 every month, where it's not even you need something, but it's I do it naturally. Every month I give you $2,000 that sits for the household, the kids, whatever. So I don't know, is it something like that she's used to, and she's expecting that she should receive a sum of money every month, regardless of it. Regardless of if they need it or not. So
no.
I'm not too sure.
Right. Now remember, right, we're not talking about her. He might very well be giving her money for her. We're talking about specifically for the child. She wants him to contribute as a duty to the child. Let's hear from Nigel. What do you think? Like, as a man, you enter into a new relationship with a woman with a child or children, right? But the children's father is there, just like I explained before, right? Giving them money, taking care of all of them and all their needs on all levels.
Yeah, I get it.
How you would feel if the baby mama is now telling you, well, Nigel, you still had to contribute $5,000 every month to help me take care of my child, even though the children are adequately.
I will take it objectively, as if it's not me, firstly. And from the outside looking in, it seems that the new boyfriend has found himself in a precarious position of the expectations of his new girlfriend, right? His new partner. If the father of the child is nurturing that child and is giving him good fatherly love and is providing for that child adequately and everything else, then the new boyfriend need not step into that. And I'll tell you why as well. It's important for the father of that child, even though he's separated from the mother, to feel and to know that he is still the father of that child, because that's all he has left of that shattered relationship. Secondly, he would want to know, he could be one of two kind of men. One that accepts the new boyfriend because he trusts the wife's taste and values, so that he does not mind that child being around that guy as a uncle or as a male figure in his life as well, because that child is now going to witness affection, physical affection as well, between that man and his mother. So now from the child's perspective, the child has to now balance all these things and process all these things, because he knows daddy, he has mommy. I'm not sure what his affection level is with mommy, but if he's extremely physically affectionate with his mother, he's going to, even if he's very young, he's going to have territorial issues, right? So putting all those things aside, we're coming down to the financial aspect of it. And if the mother is expecting the new boyfriend to contribute towards the child, even though the father is contributing towards the child, they have a lot of lines that could be blurred in that situation. Meaning, is the father providing for the child in such a way that it's not benefiting the mother? In other words, he's providing only for the child, exactly what the child needs, and only that. So therefore, the mother, it'll come down to what situation is the mother in. Is she employed? Is she unemployed? And as you suggested, is she entitled, in other words, accustomed to having stuff taken care of? So the new boyfriend would find himself in a very precarious position, because he has to please the old daddy. He has to make that old daddy see that he's good enough to be around his child, who he's not going to have a choice not to be around, because he's in love with the mother and he's there, you know? That woman could be one of many things, you know. She could be greedy.
I picked
She could be exploitative.
Picked up on that.
Or she could really be in a bad financial situation, and she's accustomed to the money for the child to spread into her needs and expenses as well.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Full on.
And maybe with the new boyfriend, they have more expenses now, like maintenance wise, etc. And women are expensive to, hair and the this and that and all that. So I mean, listen, there's so many scenarios, man, involved with this that I can't paint it with a broad brush.
Yeah.
I have
So
to
many
like
moving
approach
parts.
each scenario in a certain way. But to tell, if you want it from the woman's perspective, oh no, you asked me the new
guy,
boyfriend's
yeah,
perspective.
yeah.
I wouldn't blame him if he feels appalled
Yeah.
that
Yes.
she would want him to contribute towards the child
Yes.
because the father is adequately taking care of the child. So
Because
so-
guys, remember, we're not talking about the mother here or whether or not she may use the money for herself. Let's take the mother out of the equation. The specific complaint was that the boyfriend doesn't help her take care of the child. Right? Nothing to do with her or anything. And that's what we want to know. Like, should he feel obligated to help her or as a duty or feel duty bound to take care of this child whose father is right there and this child is happy and he's getting everything that he needs from both
And
parents?
if this guy is astute, and he has his head on his shoulders, what he would do, I think most guys would do, is look at that behavior and be like, whoa, me next.
Yep,
I wonder what caused them to break up.
exactly.
This woman that I love so much and I am so attracted to, and his goal to me is somebody else's literally rubbish.
Yeah.
What went on there?
Because
But this,
You know what
but this leaves me a little bit confused because what is the exact situation? If, as a man, the ex-boyfriend or the ex-dad is providing for the family or providing for his child, right? And I'm going to use an example. Let's say the school fee is $3,000. So when you say that she's asking for financial assistance, why would you be asking somebody else for financial assistance for the child if you're saying that the dad covers it? So that leaves me a little bit confused. Another thing I want to say is perhaps the school fee is not handled entirely, and there was an agreement where he pays $1,500 and then she has to make the other half. So is it that she expects the new boyfriend to pay her half, which is
This
again
conversation could go on for hours
But
of speculation because the mother did not specify exactly what was the reason what she
needing
would have
those
needed those
additional
other
finances.
expenses.
I would like to take it
Go ahead,
from
Neicy.
like a general perspective because as Nigel mentioned, and I was a bit confused because as you rightfully say, it could go different. A lot of woulda, coulda, shoulda. I would like to go back to the drawing board with this entire situation from the get-go. And I think it's on the onus on the woman. Like if you are dating and you have a child, you need to understand the dynamic that you have and what you require from somebody stepping into that. So when you do interact with a guy, you could communicate that early and give him the decision of whether he could step into that or not.
Yeah.
I think like in this case, it seemed like they had something going on and then a situation may have arrived that showcase, okay, he not contributing. But
we would be
He
speculating.
doesn't offer to
Right.
contribute,
But
even
what
if
I'm
she,
saying- before she reached the point of stating that, if they had communicated that initially, because if you're dating me and I have a child, we having this discussion. What's your thoughts on dating a woman with a child? You know, this is not the sit down and what color, what's your favorite color? This is different.
It's
a
clearly a
different
discussion that
dating
should be had.
pool. So I think like the communication and the expectations wasn't communicated. So now that the situation presents itself, everybody a bit not sure what their role is in this because different dynamics may apply for different stepmom, stepdad situations, right? But this one,
No, you keep going.
oh, this one in specific is like she has an expectation, and it seems like he wasn't aware of the expectation.
Okay, and if I could interject right there, for this scenario that you pose here, right? If she was accustomed to being in a relationship where everything was taken care of, because it seems like this ex-boyfriend is super responsible, right, with his son. Maybe he was with her as well, okay? So maybe they were a family type situation. And that type of woman, post-breakup, is not looking for a dating scene. she's looking to get right back into the
that
domesticated situation that she was in before. And such would look for a man who completely understands that.
Communication.
That man might have children as well before, or it might be a person who just understands.
Yeah.
As you said, just being in a relationship immediately, you would know what is needed. If you must have that perception on you, you know what I mean? And you would hope the partner would feel the same way, know how to love that person, and to love that person could mean financially as well. Because if you love somebody, you're not thinking about stuff like that.
Yeah.
If it is that she's demanding those things, I would want to think that maybe it's because she's eager to get into a domestic situation where, okay, this is your role, this is my role, we have this child here, it's not your child, but I'm going to need this every month. And he is like, well, but isn't the father taking care of that? And then that's where the lines kind of get blurred right there.
Yeah.
Well, from my understanding, it was a proper relationship, right? A real relationship. But she just found that, and then, mind you, she wasn't complaining about any other aspects of the relationship financially. Just that one thing. The man doesn't help her with the child, right? So I'm thinking, like, okay, yes, like Nigel said, so many different directions and facets to this topic. However, I still think that it comes down to discretion. Right? It should be on a as needed basis. This man shouldn't be duty bound to help to give her money specifically for the child every month or every fortnight when the child has an active father in the mix. Right?
Well,
Giving
we
him
didn't even, sorry, not just to interject, we didn't even take into consideration things regarding that new boyfriend. Is he employed? What's his financial status? As I said, does he have other children as well?
Well, all of that is really peripheral. At the end of the day, if she's expecting money from him,
then
she
she's looking
like
for a
he
sugar
has it.
daddy.
No,
Because
not necessarily.
there's no normal relationship where the boyfriend and the girlfriend get into a relationship and anybody is responsible for anybody else's
No,
finances.
guys, this is a real situation, and this is somebody who actually came and was speaking about it, and no indication was given that the man was struggling financially. He had the money. You understand? He was taking care of other aspects of the relationship. Just specifically with the child, he was not as.
Well, then she's just greedy, and there are plenty of women out there like that. So that's
And then
all.
there are other things to consider as well. If you want your new boyfriend, right, even though your baby daddy is present, you want the new boyfriend to still contribute as a duty. Then what does the boyfriend get? Does he have a say-so in the child's life? Because that now makes him stepdaddy, right? Is he going to be part and parcel of the decision-making process as it pertains to this child? Is he going to be able to discipline the child? Of course, within means, right? Is he going to, How much leeway are you prepared to give this new boyfriend if he's going to be helping you take care of your child financially by books, uniforms, playtime, quality time, movies, dinner, food, all these things?
But I think it comes back down to what is the expectation and the communication initially before the ball even gets rolling. Because I have male friends that date girls with kids, and some of them would be like, the child is not part, like they keep the child separate from whatever
child
this
separate.
is, right? I know fellas who enter into situation with women with kids, and they'll be like, well, the father there, so I am focused on the girl. You understand? If she doesn't have an issue with that, well, that's between them. It comes back down to what is the expectation.
Well, no, it's like, what is the ideal? The ideal situation is exactly what you all proposed, which is the father is taking care of his child in every possible way. So he doesn't need a nurturing from another man. He doesn't need financing from another man. He has everything taken care of. She has a new boyfriend. The kid obviously is cool with the new boyfriend. The ex-husband is obviously cool with the new boyfriend. The only problem we have here are her financial expectations. And therefore, I would say that warrants a lot of facts. Because we could specify all day long. And what she didn't do was to say exactly that what situation. Well, because I mean, as I said, whatever it is that she would want, the number one cause of disappointment is expectation.
Yeah, boy. Like, for real.
So if you're there expecting something and it doesn't happen, you creating your own disappointment.
Yes.
And as oh gosh, I forgot Neicy. You. As Neicy, right? As Neicy said, that should be
communicated
very
Yes.
early in the situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that at least people would understand. But sometimes some things are not even need to be said.
Yeah, true.
And sometimes it's such an awkward, sensitive time in the early part of a relationship.
Like some of
You
the
know what I
men
mean?
in that same conversation who were calling in were saying, but why should she even have to, tell the man he had to help? Like, as a man, I would just automatically help. And then have
But
a
that's
lot
the
of
truth,
men
though.
like that.
That's the
And
truth.
it's true.
That's the truth.
But my thing is, that's great, and I commend these men. You know what I mean?
She just sounds greedy, Chris.
But the reality is, and I'm picking up for her, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But the reality is, even though as a man you willing to help this woman take care of a child, even if the baby daddy is there, it's great. But he's not obligated to. It should be at their discretion.
Yeah.
You understand?
They have some talking to do.
Yeah, it should be at their discretion. If he wants to help, he wants to help.
Yeah.
But he shouldn't feel like he has to.
Yeah.
But
You know
they have
what I
some
mean?
talking to do. They have some talking
And
to do.
also, the help should come as an as-needed basis, not regular, not
Well, you need
consistent.
consistent
okay,
sum
for
of
school,
money.
like Shawna said, school fees is coming up. I'm a little short this month. Can you help?
Yeah.
As needed. It shouldn't be like I have to find money for my stepchild for this month. No,
Yeah.
that's not his responsibility. It's not
I
his
think
kid.
that is a conversation away from happening, from coming to some kind of understanding of what should happen. I mean, right there is a communication situation. She's on a radio. She's calling a radio show to talk about her problems, but she should be talking to the
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
And the guy should be saying, listen, this is what I feel about the situation now that you've put this to me. But she's on a radio show talking about it, and she's talking about, I am assuming, that her expectations of how he should act. She hasn't confronted him or asked him about it. She's just saying, look at that, he don't do this and he don't do that. So it's a communication thing. Talk to the guy. He will either sit with you and kiss you up all over your face and say, darling, I'm here for you, have all my money. Or he's going to tiptoe away backwards holding his nose. You know what I'm saying? You're going to go for a loaf of bread and never come back.
Yes.
It's
Sure.
the
But-
initials.
Yeah. Either way, as he said, you're going to have to face that bridge eventually. And as you mentioned just now, with the guys who called, of course, we're going to commend those men, because in a lot of situations, when you enter relationships with women, a lot of times they are single parents. And men, as you know, being men and being providers, most of the times they want to assist. They want to say, you know what, you've been struggling all along trying to hold this down on your own. I'm here to assist you now. We'll do this
my
together.
dear, trust me, most men, I don't care how people try to portray dudes and
Yeah.
stuff. They have those guys, they have what less men.
Yeah.
They have guys who don't care about their own children or other people's children, nothing.
Yeah.
But I promise you, most men,
Yeah.
and I use the word men, will stand
Step
up.
up.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I agree with you. And I think a lot of times when men make it seem like they don't care about the situation, I believe that they do. And a lot of times men cannot meet you financially in some situations. There are some men who are unemployed or their career of choice is not making enough
She should see that,
money for, So I'm just saying, outside of those situations, that's why I agree with those men and I commend them on situations of such. But in this situation, it becomes a little bit peculiar. You have to now weigh the odds, because it's a bit different this time around.
I'd like to hear what the chat room.
Right. But with that, we're going to take a quick break, a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we'll turn it over to the chat room and see what the people have to say. Keep it locked.
Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever. We celebrate. Wherever. We celebrate. Whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever. We celebrate. Wherever. We celebrate. Whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean.
Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider. Drink responsibly.
And the heights trip you. Long time. We go jump all night long. Mash up the party, crash the party, rock the party. When last we fed till morning. Long time. When last we party. And one more party. Long time.
with more Island Girl Talk, guys. We're your hosts. I'm Krystal Khayne.
Trinidad Shawna.
Neicy.
And of course, we have the amazing local legend, Nigel.
Dropping
in the house.
Yeah.
He's dropping gems.
Right? Of Orange Sky fame, of
Red
course.
Sky. Red Sky.
Nah, Orange Sky.
Neicy,
Don't
some
confuse the
change in
people.
the
Nah, Neicy. Wow, mom.
Red Sky. It's Orange Sky. It's Orange Sky.
All right. It's Independence
It's
Day.
Independence.
So.
It's Red Sky. It's Red Sky.
Neicy, I can't. All right, guys, and if you're just joining us, we are talking about men dating women with kids whose fathers are present in the relation, in the dynamic,
Yeah.
right? So we're talking about specifically about a young lady who has a child, and she and the baby daddy broke up. But they successfully co-parent, and the child is well taken care of, especially by the father and all that. But she moved on and has a new boyfriend. But she is a bit upset with the new boyfriend because he doesn't provide financially for the child.
Yeah.
So we wanted to know, what do you guys think about that? You know how you feel about that? Do you think that she's in the right, she's in the wrong, it's his obligation or not? Let's hear what you think in the chat rooms. Feel free to call us as well, 466-4-O-U-R. That's 466-4687. Or you can send us a voice note or WhatsApp. You know how we do it here on O.U.R Radio. But first, let's do a little due diligence. Right? We have an event here. It's called Three Cheers. Right? Three Cheers. And tonight, O.U.R Radio and Lime.tt presents Three Cheers. Right? Not three cheers, Tree, as in the trees with leaves. Right. Three cheers. What would happen when you bring three artists together from three different worlds for one impromptu acoustic jam session? Well, tonight, August 31st, find out. Right? As episode 1 of Three Cheers premieres, featuring Sasha, Logic, and Annalie Prime, exclusively on O.U.R Radio's YouTube channel and Lime.tt's Facebook page. Three Cheers is brought to you by Music TT, Hennessy, O.U.R Radio, and Lime TT. Tonight, Three Cheers episode 1. Subscribe to O.U.R YouTube channel and enjoy it. All right, so guys, you heard it here first. Yeah. Tonight, go and take in Three Cheers. It's a really nice show. Matix had been talking to us about it for a while now. Let's see what the artists bring to the table. It's a nice jam. So tune in tonight and feel the vibes. All right, and that's that. Let's get back into the topic. All right. Well, we want to turn it over to the chat room to us as well to see what the people are saying. All right, so of course I'll start from the top. All right, we have Carrie Ann Bernard in the house. She says, "I reach."
Hey, happy independence!
Happy independence, Carrie Ann. She says, "Hey everyone, Fire Wolfman is sending his love." He says, "Greetings everyone."
Hi.
Carrie Ann goes on to say, "Hit that like button, share and follow." She back to doing her job, y'all.
She home today.
Right?
Holiday.
We have Lovely Spice in the house. She says, "Hi, I think she's new." Lovely Spice. Carrie Ann says, "Neicy is a boss. Much love, sis." Yes.
That was probably when we were speaking
She
about your
big
new
mom.
yeah, your new.
Right. Then dancer girl Kels.
Hi,
Kelsey. She says there's nothing Neicy doesn't do. That is so true. So true. This girl is a jack of all trades. Then we have Josh Alexander saying, "Good day, everyone. A very good topic today. Thank you."
Hi.
Dancer girl Kelsey says, "It is not my boyfriend's role to take care of me or my child. Husband, sure.
Yeah.
But otherwise, the most I would expect is paying for dates and outings with the child, etc."
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she asked, were they living together? Well, that wasn't discussed in the conversation, so I can't say if they were living together. Right?
But it seems serious.
Yeah, but it was a serious relationship.
Serious enough to reach radio.
Exactly. Fire Wolfman goes on to say, "Very well said, Nigel. All facts. It's surely not a black and white situation, and so much to discern from the woman's actions and reactions." Exactly. Carrie Ann goes on to say, "Okay, from what I understand, helping means not just money or whatever, but when the child is around, he must act like a father, I believe, like correcting the child and supporting the child." Exactly. There are other ways to be there for a child. I was going to make that point next, like spending quality time, helping helping with homework, you know, taking him out on outings and that kind of thing. You don't always have to just run money. What about the quality of the relationship with the child?
Because there are fathers who pay for everything and they're not present.
Exactly.
So you get to fill that void.
Precisely, right? Kester Campbell is in the house. You guys know him?
Kester was our winner.
Oh,
wow.
Casey.
Yes.
Yes.
Campbell.
Kester, big up you. He says, loving the topic, hashtag blessings. Carrie Ann goes on to say, but he is thinking he does not have to do it because the child has a father.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
Maybe he's
selfish.
thinking he doesn't. No, it's not selfish. He's thinking he don't have to run money, but he never said he didn't want to be there for the child.
Yeah.
The money part is being taken care of, but there are so many other aspects that he could provide for the child.
And who knows, he probably is.
Exactly. Right? She goes on to say, but once a stepfather is around, he must act like a father no matter what, because you accept me with all of me, and once the child is with us, he's the dad. Talk done.
Okay.
Right? She said a lot. She then goes on to say, but sometimes not all man is man. They look like man, but they're not man.
Right.
Then she goes on to say again, I know that problem, but I wanted help. The son is not always around his father, but needs a father figure around all the time. So the stepdad must act that role when the time is right. Two more. And she goes on to say that's just her 2 cents. And then Kyle Grant comes in with the happy Independence Day, everyone.
Happy Independence.
And that's it for the chat room for now. Neicy?
I just thought of something you said when you was like, he doesn't need to provide in this capacity, he can provide in that.
Yeah.
I disagree with that, because if you're stepping into a role and the head of the role is provider, protector, which is a father figure, you should be able to provide in all capacities. You can't come into this and say, well, I could do this and I can't do that. Say, for instance, you and the relationship with you and the lady develops into something, right? Into marriage and whatnot, and for some reason we just kill off the dad. Just putting that out there. Then you're gonna now come to say, well, you know, I could only do this side of the providing. I could not do the financial aspect. I think you don't get to choose what providing looks like. If you know you can't do it in its full capacity, then don't step into the role. What do you want a doctor?
In this instance, sorry to cut you there, but in this instance, what you're saying makes all the sense. If he didn't have a father, if a biological father wasn't present. But this child has a fully functioning, well-intentioned provider of a father in his life. You understand? So he gets to choose. The new boyfriend gets to choose, because like Nigel said in the earlies, you also have to look at not trying to step on the biological father's toes and take over his whole role. He is father number 2, right? He is prospect or father number 2.
But I'm not saying that.
So he gets to choose.
But I disagree with that, because I'm not saying that he has to do it, but he should have the capacity to do it if needed be.
You're talking financially here?
Yeah.
So what if he doesn't have, what if she needs $5,000 a month and he doesn't have the capacity? He should just walk away from the relationship?
If she
but
needs
you remember you said
$5,000 a month, she gets to communicate that initially, and he gets to decide, can he do it?
But the reality of this situation is that they did not communicate. So we're dealing with we're not dealing with theories here or woulda, shoulda, couldas.
But
we're dealing with what the actual situation is.
But that's
that
why
they
they're
did not
here right
communicate.
now, because they didn't. So now they have to go back to the drawing board and communicate.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
but girls, I mean, really and truly, once again, I mean, the let's be fair to the ex-husband.
I am on the side of the
ex-boyfriend,
of the
who is his
boyfriend.
boy's biological father. Part of his inspiration to be seriously financially apt and nurture-wise apt and everything with his son would be so that he does not ever have to see his son receiving that love from another man.
That's right.
And to men, that's very, very important. Okay? I'm a
That's such a
father.
good point.
I can promise you that. So therefore, you wouldn't want your child to want or need anything from anybody, because as a man, you don't want to see that child loving or looking up to another man in a fatherly way.
Especially when you're already providing.
It's
on
not just
all
about even the
levels.
provision, exactly. It's about the emotional connection, it's about all of that. And I mean,
But wouldn't you as a man, even if you are providing and you are full in that role as dad, and your son knows you to be dad, hands down, wouldn't you like to know that whoever she chooses?
No, that's the second part of it. The second part of it now is, okay, well, what environment is he going to be in with this other male role model?
Yeah.
And that other male role model, you see, this is what I told you, this gets spin off into so many tributaries of speculation, because then now you have to think about, how does the stepfather, the ex-husband, look at the new boyfriend in the first place?
Yeah.
Does he think he's worthy? Does he like his character? Let's assume he does. Then he expects that guy to just be uncle whoever, or to but not definitely not daddy.
Yes,
And then that has
exactly.
boundaries. That has physical boundaries. Does he ever hug my child? Does he hold my child hand, depending on the age of the child, and walk through the mall? Does he take my child to swim in the ocean and hold him? No, this is what a father will think about, because this is the things you do with your son or your daughter. Okay? So, especially your daughter, right? So basically, as a father, I could tell you that there's so many. This scenario come down to communication, and I'll tell you, not even the communication between her and her boyfriend, the communication between her and y'all, because she did not specify as to what she wanted, how much she wanted, if they're living together, which changes the dynamic completely, because now those lines get blurred a little bit now, then, because they're not dating, they are in a common law relationship, and then he automatically does actually become kind of like a father figure. Right?
And that's what I was saying. Like, boyfriend status, he should get to choose. And if the father is present, right?
If they get married, he's
Right,
immediately the stepfather by
exactly.
law.
The dynamic changes
This is correct.
if the relationship becomes way more solid and more expectations, are
And you
there.
see, way
and-
more solid, that's such a key phrase right there in the whole scenario here, because way more solid meaning that if it's not, she's way too early to be expecting anything like
She
that.
greedy, like you said before, and that's why I take the side of the new boyfriend, because the baby's dad is there. If the baby's dad was not there and it was just a single mother struggling with her kid, then great. He has, I think, he would feel and should feel more duty bound to help out this mom. But the child's dad, real dad, is there, and all these amazing points that Nigel just made in terms of not just financial, but loving the child, quality time with the child, shaping and molding the child is really essentially the father's job.
Yeah.
He wouldn't want another man to do that. So
And
that
trust me,
boyfriend,
and trust me, and sorry to interject again, that boyfriend, being a man, would know this.
yeah, exactly.
Would know that this is somebody's child, and even if I have grown to love this child, that child, they have serious boundaries.
Yeah.
Yes.
The boundaries that supposed to affect the father of that child, the child, myself, and the mother.
Precisely.
That we should all be aware of, and those lines can't be blurred.
Yeah.
Because it affects somebody else immediately, right? So, I mean, there's so many scenarios, based on something like this. But to be honest, she being greedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And Neicy, just going back to your point, I know you disagree with it, but I know we disagree, but in this specific scenario where both parents are there co-parenting successfully and there's a new boyfriend there, that new boyfriend should get to choose at his discretion. We're not saying he doesn't want to help. We're saying he's not duty bound to help.
But she should communicate to him.
Right?
It
And
sounds
when
to me
she
that she
needs
has
help,
spoken to him.
Yes.
Because her conversation would be, imagine I spoke to him and explained to him that I needed these things and he told me no.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't the case.
Well, of course. So
Yes.
therefore, it's a massive piece of communication missing.
Yes.
Yeah, because if she did speak to him, he would be
Yes.
able to ask the
Exactly.
pertinent questions on so what is expected of me, and I would know if I would be able to assist in these ways or
and
not.
that's where I'm coming from in terms of the initial, because even when you all say, okay, get solid later on, and he still isn't aware, then we have to have that conversation after we invested in, we're still going to have this conversation and set the tone of this at some point. We either do it at the beginning, before anybody gets emotionally attached and it starts, or later on when it's a whole scenario and then now we're compromising on things we don't want to compromise on.
Precisely. So
understand?
communication, that's what a lot of these topics and scenarios come down to. It always boils down to communication.
Communication.
And
Listen,
foundation.
and
And
expectations.
Yes.
If today's Independence Day, right?
Yeah.
If you all expected me to come wearing red, white, and black because it's Independence Day, just because a lot of people do it.
Yeah.
You expected me to pull up with the car with the little flag, and when I come upstairs, I in red, white, and black.
Yeah.
Nothing would be wrong with expecting that.
And a flag.
But when I walk in and I'm not wearing it, you should not be
Disappointed.
disappointed with me.
Yes.
The only reason you're disappointed is because you expected something that you didn't communicate to me.
Yeah.
Now, here, if you asked me, Nigel, you're coming on my talk show, it was Independence, wear red, white, and black, and I walk in without it,
Yeah.
different conversation.
Right.
Okay? So, it's just like in this situation, if she hasn't communicated to him what she would like or what she would expect, maybe she knows that he will
Have an
make
issue.
her 180 and
Yeah.
True.
right?
Yes.
That's
Smoke
another
tire.
layer.
Well do so.
That's another layer.
That's probably why she went on the radio, because she was hoping to
Exactly.
build an argument where the advice on the radio was such that people agreed with
them
me.
see it, the professionals see.
No, she got a lot of supporters. A lot of men said, "Oh, he's a waste of time. I would have taken care no matter what, no matter what." But people missing the point. That's
Yeah.
great. Take care, help. If you want, our children are blessings. But just know that you're not obligated to.
Yeah.
You're not obligated to. Not in that dynamic.
And let me tell you what, any guy with his head on his shoulders would look at that little piece of behavior and see it as a microcosm to a whole lot of
nother
other
layer.
stuff.
Oh,
And
yes.
it's cannonball coming your way.
Oh, yes.
You know what
So-
I'm saying?
So, guys, just to wrap things up now, I mean, I want to go to, I've seen some stuff in the chat room, but just in terms of communication, there's certain things that need to be asked in these kinds of situations because children, it can make things complicated. You know what I mean? Questions like, ask yourself, do you even have room for somebody new? You know what I mean? And as the new boyfriend coming in, what is my responsibility in the child's life? Because you want me to pay money. Okay, so what is my role then? I'm not trying to be daddy, but I had to play some kind of father figure in the child's role because I'm contributing to
Something,
his...
yeah.
You understand?
I beg to differ with that, Chris, as well, because even as a man, once again, men know men, boundaries, right?
Respect.
Right.
Even if I'm contributing towards the child, it really doesn't give me the right to feel like, well, all right, now I could step in terms of correcting the child and all these types of things, if that is what his father does. You see?
But that's why we asking what is his he's asking what is his responsibility. It is an important question, Nige, because am I expected to maybe if the dad can't drop him to school in the morning, which days can I drop him?
Very
as the
important
dad? You know
question.
what I mean?
Very
Stuff
important
like
question.
that.
No, what I beg to differ with was the fact that this guy should have access to being able to correct the child and to create certain rules and regulations and to have that type of stance that a father would have. Any normal guy wouldn't even want to go there because he knows that the child has a father. He will tell the child, hey, I'll tell you that, you know. So let me go and call your father for you.
Yeah.
And the relationship between that boyfriend and that father now has to be very, very good because we have a child involved. So he could be able to call him and say, William, Peter, acting up right now, you know. I know I am answer back the mother and thing just now, you know. Talk to him, All right, brother. I'll call him now.
Just to build on your point, he may not, the new boyfriend may not, and should, I agree, he shouldn't have too much leeway in terms of making decisions, but what about upholding decisions? Because, okay, the parents...
No, a man is a man. He's not going to see the kid walking in the house with a bottle of rum at 14 and lie down on the ground. As I said, this is now if they were living together. If he dating mommy, and the kid walking in the house doing certain things, he might still have to roar because he's a lion. But it's how far can he go in terms of correction because his dad should be taking on that role.
Yeah, which has
Listen, this is so crazy because the scenarios are just so many. And I'll tell you one thing. Once you pass a certain age in life, nothing comes in nice, tiny, little wrapped up packages. It's always about baby mama, baby daddy, who have children, who don't have children, who... You know, all these scenarios come up, you know what I mean? And it's just a matter of discretion, as you said, and a matter of values.
Yes.
You know?
But would you agree that asking what is his role, and when I say asking, not just of the mom, but of the dad too, asking, okay, I am actively contributing now. I've made a decision to contribute to what this child and the autopsy of this child and all that. What are you expecting from me now as a third parent, so to speak?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A good ex-father and a good father to the child will want the best for the child first and foremost. So he'll be watching the character of this dude. if he sees anything about this guy that is, disparaging, he's not gonna want to. He's gonna be like when those baby daddies that hate the new guy and if they're constantly fighting with the mother about it, about the guy's characters and whatnot.
Yeah.
But in this case, it seems to me, and once again, we have to perceive a lot in this conversation because
we don't have
we don't have all the facts. Baby daddy happy. New boyfriend happy. Child happy. Mommy not happy. Why mommy not happy?
Mommy can't
Because
get you
new
away.
boyfriend not paying any money towards the child. Why? Because baby daddy already doing it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I want to ask you a question, Nigel.
And it seems like she more concerned about the money part than
Than
if he's going to be a
anything
role model to the
Yes, exactly.
I want to ask you a question. So is it in a case where, as you mentioned, where you come into a scenario, dad is doing his bit, you're all in agreement, and you decide to contribute, you as the stepdad or the boyfriend or whatnot, does your contribution rely heavily on what you get in exchange?
kid? Absolutely not. And that's the only reason I beg to differ just now is
what I
that you
was
can't
saying.
buy into being able to correct a child. You
because
can't
when
buy
Chris
into
mentioned it,
authority
I
in a
was asking,
household.
like, are you giving to get something
Nah,
back?
that-
Or are
then
you
it-
giving
then-
because you're here and you want to be here and you contribute how you can?
No, then something is wrong
If you
there.
understand what I'm saying?
No,
Mr.
you
Wayne.
contribute like I said, as an as needed basis. I still don't think that it should be a duty to the man. Is that what we're discussing here? Right? It shouldn't be in this specific scenario because like Nigel said, this is so many different facets. But in this dynamic, let's remember this child has a perfect father, right? The new boyfriend is not obligated to give monthly installments to the mom.
Yeah.
It's being provided already
If
by
he did,
the
he would
father.
be in jail.
Yeah.
Right?
I think
he may want to help and can help at his own discretion,
yeah.
or when and if the mom asks
Yeah.
on an as needed basis, Neicy.
I
He is
think the-
not obligated to give that child any money. He can give though of his time
And she has no right to
and
expect it.
nurturing. He can he can contribute toward the molding of the child if he's well intentioned, of course. He can do all these things. There are other ways, but he's not obligated to give that child money when his father is fully front and center
in his
providing
life,
for
yeah.
the child.
So I think the onus is on the mom. So just to tap into what Neicy would have said before, where the communication is done up front, it is the onus of the mom to not just communicate with her boyfriend, but also
With the
with her
dad.
ex-partner, where she would say, listen, this is the new person in my life. I know that you're already active. Is it okay if we can pick him up from school on the evening?
Yeah.
So again, it boils down to communication. So it's really a simple fix. So, when they come to that agreement, then she can also go to her new boyfriend and say, listen, I expect so and so. And then he would be able to say if it is something that he would be able to provide or, able to commit
Communication,
to. So it's
boy.
just communication.
It's a hell of a
I think
thing.
in
I
this
can tell you
case,
that's
what's-
something. Sorry,
I
love.
think in this case, what's making people a bit sensitive with it is the financial. Because if we flip out financial and we say emotional, would you still hold the statement of he could do it if he could? Or if
No,
he
well,
want
that
to?
was the emotional and as well as others was actually suggested in lieu of the finance. We were saying it doesn't have to be finance when there's so many other ways that this new boyfriend can contribute.
Yeah.
So yes, Neicy, it's not a matter of flipping out the financial
financial.
part. It's a matter of adding on the other qualities that this new boyfriend can bring toward the child. He can
Understand.
focus on bonding with the child.
Chris, and once again, it's going to be based on what the mother
yeah.
is
Exactly.
expecting because she is now a single mother.
Well,
that-
she's not single if the dad is there. She's a co-parent. Single is when the other parent
Right,
is
sorry,
just not there.
wrong terminology, right? But what I'm saying is literally, she is now living on her own with a child, and she no longer has that co-partner living with her, right? So the next partner that she's looking for, she's going to want to replace that situation. She's not gonna want to date because you have a child. How much dating you can really do?
Yes.
How much partying you can do it? Now you're studying groceries instead of how much a scotch or a margarita will cost. No, this is the real
Getting
thing.
a call.
Guys, we're getting a call. Can we do our dance? Let's do that. We're getting a call. Wait, put the camera on us there. All right. I don't think
Ananias missed our whole
Ananias
dance.
totally did not put our
You
dance on
serious,
the camera.
Ananias?
How dare you?
Wow.
All right, guys, hold on. Caller, don't hang up. We just love when we get in a call. I feel we should still do our dance because Ananias missed it.
Ananias had to be on it like
Oh, you had to dance alone.
Ananias is our...
we dancing on Nigel on the screen.
You got it there? All
Hello?
right. Kyle, hold on. We're just trying to hook him up
Turn up your volume
to the wireless there. All right. So in the meantime, yes, Nigel and Neicy, you guys were saying
I'm good.
you're good.
I'm good.
All right. I think we have Kyle on the line. Hi, Kyle. How are you?
Hi. Hi, I'm good. Thanks.
right,
And happy
awesome.
Independence Day.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Same to you.
Right, the panel, Nigel, Ananias, three ladies.
Ananias, get big up.
In this one, and everybody in the chat, this one is the most personal IGT topic I've ever heard so far.
Really?
Right? Let me rush through this. I know there's press for time. I know the thing. Right. So I have been there with that where the father was present. I've been in both cases, right? And for my dad, when I was younger, a little naive, and I realized growing up that is not for me. And kudos to the men who could step up. That kind of relationship is not for me. I love too strong.
Right.
And that means the woman and the child. I just fall in love with the whole package. And that is what I get into, is that if you cannot love the woman for her totality, that the child, the parent, it don't matter. Every aspect of that woman, if you love her, you have to love her totally, not piece. And in terms of asking clearly, do you have to contribute financially, whether the father is there or not? The answer is a resounding yes. That is your child by default. Well, and I'm not just talking boyfriend, girlfriend. Boyfriend, girlfriend is a simulation of marriage in most cases.
But
and
does
relationship.
it have to be on a monthly basis or a consistent basis or as an as-needed basis? Because no one said that he shouldn't. We're just saying that he shouldn't feel duty-bound to do it the way the father should every month or every 2 weeks.
Take it to decide that.
But whenever it is needed and he is asked, he can provide. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm just saying, should he feel obligated to give every single month?
Well, that's how we look at parenting now as this too, because we in a culture of child support and foster care. But me personally, well, you all would I'm sure you all have fantastic fathers or father figures in your life. You can see it in how you all grew up in maturity. There's no time frame on financial contribution. There should not be. It's acts of love. If the child pointing at a balloon, you love the child, you want to make the child happy. So let me get 2 balloons there. I'm saying that because I went through that.
You're describing an as-needed basis, though. You're literally describing what I just said.
Oh, definitely. So, but to answer what you're saying about the time frame, there's no monthly payment, weekly payment. You are there to meet the child's need, whether the father there or not. As you all said, Nigel said it many times, communication is essential. And as I said, if you're dating each other, not just a father figure, literally a father, because it's simulating what a husband will be. If you marry that woman, even if the father is present, that child, I'll say it 100 times, that child is yours. All right, let me not go too much. Let me just say the story real quick. So there was a scenario with I was in a relationship, we broke up. She slept with somebody else thinking we wouldn't get back together. She got pregnant. We got back together. Yeah, as I say, it's the most personal. That was the most devastating experience of my life, real quickly. But I've come out of it with lessons. So this is me trying to teach you lessons, albeit very briefly. All right, so we came back together now, got in a relationship, found out the child wasn't biologically mine, but that child became mine. Because it had such a strain on the relationship, the girl and I had to split ways. It was just too torture. It was just, tremendous emotional toll on both of us. But my relationship with the child never ended. Up to this day. That's why I say I am the child's father. Well, we will say father figure in this case. So it will be too ambiguous, right? So because I can't talk to the woman, what I'll do, and this person, I know, well, I'll just say it for education purposes. There are 2 days in a year that I will drop a gift for that child on his birthday and Christmas. I don't see the child in any way, but I know in the future, the ask me one, I know in the future that I'll have a relationship with the child.
When he gets older, yeah.
In some way. But I'll leave it there. Ladies, it was nice. Nigel, take care. And Anaya, take care. I'll pay independent.
Kyle, you're an exceptional man. Yes?
You're a standout dude, man.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah. So I think from what I'm getting from Kyle, I think he would be on the side of understanding the woman's point of view.
Yes.
Because she didn't actually say, on the radio that I need to get money every single month. She just said that was our assumption.
Yeah.
So she just said that she needed financial assistance and she expected more.
It was her expectation that he provided consistently.
Yeah.
That is what it was about.
Well, that's still what Kyle is saying.
Yes.
There's no time. There's no time bound. It's not at the end of the month, but it's still throughout the month.
Which means it's as an as-needed basis. He's doing it at his discretion. He's not going to be penny pinching saying, well, I pay money. No, if he's out, he go buy the balloon. He'll buy the cotton candy. He'll buy lunch. He'll buy dinner. Whatever the child needs in the moment.
That's still the point of the
if
woman.
If he decides to give the woman money as well, or when she asks, well and good.
Right, but if she's asking throughout the balloon for the groceries at different points in the month, it still boils down to every month. It's still an obligation. So what his point is still him.
I'll tell you
what.
The
point is there are times
let me tell you, it comes down to the communication. Because let me tell you what,
because he can still
a woman, most guys,
he can say I can't do it.
Even beyond before that, if a woman tells a guy and they're in love, hey, I need a certain amount of money every month. Because this is what I need to get by, and he could contribute that. He's going to contribute that. If you love somebody, that's what you're gonna do.
Yes.
And you're not gonna do it with any.
No.
You wouldn't even think about it. You wouldn't even think about it.
But just remember, in this situation, she didn't.
This is what I'm saying.
She's complaining.
Because once again, it's communication. It comes down to it because they have a lot of guys that would be like, really? This is what you need? Okay, well, yeah, I could do that. And not even think about it.
Yes.
And then it wouldn't be even considered like for the child or for her or for what. It's just towards that.
The household.
Yeah, and it wouldn't. So this is what I'm saying. Everything comes down to communication between what she said to you and between her and the child, the new boyfriend.
Yes.
Because he doesn't know what is being expected of him.
Yeah. Exactly.
So every day that he doesn't show up with a checkbook or with whatever it is, he's failing to her. And in his book, he doing well. He handling everything. So she's not, by not communicating to him, is a problem.
Yes.
And I think this situation has so many dynamics because the woman, if the lady had entered this with a different form of communication, we'd be having a different discussion to some extent. Yeah. But because it came in with this kind of, you have to.
Entitled vibe.
Yes. It changes
nothing could turn
the
you
core
off
of what we're discussing. Yeah. So now we feel the need to pick sides and stuff, but the basis of it, if a guy is stepping into a situation with a father figure there who is doing what he needs to do, the guy still needs to step into that situation knowing that this is the situation I'm in and providing comes with this.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, and guys, with that, we had to wrap it up because we went over again with topic of the day. But just to bring it back in, some questions as the outsider coming in as well that you should ask and really to prompt conversation about this thing. So like Nigel said, you and Neicy said, you can make a more informed decision about your cans and your can'ts, right? Do you have room for someone new? What is my responsibility in the child's life? What are your boundaries pertaining to your child? Was your breakup tough or volatile? Will I get along with the father of the child? These are questions you need to ask as the newbie coming in. What do you expect from me? How often will I be interacting with your child? And how involved in the day-to-day am I expected to be? You understand what I was talking about? Like school stuff, pick up, drop off, lunch, that kind of thing. What is your current dynamic with your child's father? And am I allowed to offer parenting advice? These are questions. Yes, these are pertinent questions that one should ask. And today we're talking about dads specifically. So as the new man coming into that dynamic, these are things that you should ask up front, but people don't know how to communicate and they end up going on stations or TV shows and complaining when they really should be talking to the person that they're with.
Yeah.
You know, you all have anything to say before we wrap up?
You know what this reminded me of? The lady with the McDonald's and the guy.
Yes.
Oh yes, when he brought the food.
He brought the food for his child.
Yes.
And she was like, you need to bring for everybody else, the other kids.
Yes,
It was
but
a
it's
whole-
not. But she has
Ladies,
babies with
stop-
Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Ladies, stop feeling so entitled.
Yeah.
I think that's messing up because men are willing. Some men are willing, but you can't come like you have to.
Yeah.
No.
And if you want to, because there are women who are entitled and they get such, then it needs to be communicated.
That's right. You gotta ask.
The communication.
You know, not demand. You
or
know,
probably like
or
in the case
expect.
of the ex of the baby's dad, you know, it's like don't give so much of yourself because eventually she's gonna expect that from the next dude as well. You know?
Setting the standard.
You're setting the standard, you know, and then that you're putting the other person under pressure. But you see, when you give all you could give in a relationship, you're not thinking about the future of her being with somebody else.
You're thinking.
Yeah, you're thinking this is it, into the sunset. Yeah, you know.
All right. I think that's it, guys.
What we chat room saying, Nick?
Oh yes. Gosh, Neicy with the reminders. All right. So let's see where we got here. So we have Marcus Star, the Marcus Star saying, sending independence greetings to all the Starks out there. What do you mean by Starks? Like Tony Starks from Iron Man. And then we have Carrie Ann again saying, remember, we don't know all the facts. This is true. She goes on to say, that's a real man who loves his child, right? She then says, but also you should be happy that your child has two men to look up to and have love no matter what. It could go all ways.
Yeah.
Then we have Jamelia Phillip. Do we know her? Is she new?
She's new. That's my neighbor.
She's new. Hi, Jamelia.
Very nice. Hi, neighbor.
She says, I believe his role as a stepdad is just basically support to the mom, especially if he's totally committed and understanding with regards to her situation with or without the presence of the child's father. Good point. Good point. Carrie Ann says, she's agreeing with Philip. Then Thaddy Boom says, and I wanted to see the dance. That's the dance where we get in a call. We have a specific dance that we like to do.
We have dance for everything.
Yeah. Carrie Ann goes on to say, good point, Neicy. Communication is key. Don't hope and wonder.
Yeah.
Right? Then Thaddy Boom is saying, do the dance. Like Thaddy Boom really want to. We had to wait for a call, Thaddy Boom. You want just
Call
to do the
us,
dance? We need to call.
Call us.
Gina Chin says, hello, ladies.
Hi.
Right? And then Thaddy Boom says, as needed, we. Right? He's agreeing. He says, as needed, or if I see fit. I agree with that too. The Marcus Star says, in any relationship, I believe if a man sees something is lacking, right? Step up, right? If you can see a space to fill, then please do it. But this is only in a situation where a father is present and co-parenting. That's the difference. That makes all the difference, you know? The Marcus Star says, a situation that rarely happens. What does IMO mean? IMO.
Let me Google.
Oh, Lord. Right? Anyway,
Google.
Thaddy Boom says, big up you, Kyle, for president, boy. We have a few more. Carrie Ann Bernard says, I once asked my husband to correct my son, but he said, that's not his child. That's not his child. He has a father. I wanted to die because he's the man in the house. And I get that point too. I get that.
Means, in my opinion, in my opinion, IMO.
Oh, in my opinion. IMO means in my opinion. Cool.
Today's slang was brought to you courtesy Google.
Gina Chin says, wow, Nigel. Like she's happy to see you on the show.
Hey, Gina.
Thaddy Boom says, Bernard, you sure, boy? You sure? Then Carrie Ann Bernard says, I had to call his father and I can't come to your house and fix what he is doing when I'm not with him. Yeah. All in the past now, but I needed that type of help. So, yeah, communication. Yeah. Communication.
And selection.
Yes. Landell is in the house and he says, good day, girls. Nice to listen to this topic. And yes, men dating a woman with a child comes with responsibilities and laying solid foundations for the relationship. Yeah. Indeed. He says it's all about understanding and being there like a father figure in the child's life. Kyle Grant, we have three more. Kyle Grant goes on to say, boyfriend-girlfriend relationship is a promise between the man and the woman. Marriage is a promise between the man, woman, and the law and God. Man, woman, the law, and God. King Stoney, is he new? He says, women, children, and dogs get loved unconditionally. Men are loved if they can provide something. He says it's a quote by Chris Rock. Chris Rock made that quote.
Chris Rock now.
And then Keys Music says, blessed day, people. Happy Independence Day. She goes on to say, blessings, big up yourself, Nigel. And that is it for the chat room. And with that, we will wrap up topic of the day. Guys, if you're now joining us, you'll have to go back and watch the show, all right? Or go look out for highlights on our Instagram account, Island Girl Talk TT. All right, let's go to commercial. And when we come back, we'll be back with our Spotlight and our Sip and Spill segment sponsored by Caribe Tropical Hard Cider. Keep it locked to Island Girl Talk right here on OURradio.fm.
Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribe. Whenever, wherever, whenever. Celebrate with Caribe. Whenever, wherever, whenever. Celebrate with Caribe. Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribe.
Caribe Tropical Hard Cider. Drink responsibly.
Jumping all over, moving with action, shouting like she get the licking pan. Oh, we go party all night. Oh, we go make it sunrise. We go party down, we go beyond, we go bet all night.
But she wearing them expensive dresses.
was looking irie. So I start to chat she. She said, listen, Mr. Southman, if you're looking for some action, well, it's me alone in this bed. If you want to dance the next set, come on, she said, rock me, Rootsy, come rock me, rock me. Don't stop, she said, rock me, body. Rootsy, come rock me, body. Boy, I want you to understand. She said to me that we now want no other man. So seriously, and I want you want them woman. Tell them for me that we now want no confusion. And then she said, rock me, Rootsy, come rock me, rock me. Don't stop, she said, pan me belly. Rootsy, rock pan me belly.
Bandit war affecting the rich and poor. I say in this bandit war, frustrating the boys and girls. You don't have to be a capitalist to be on the wanted list. The operation is well uptight, and the mugging black is white. 100 million missing in PCO. Who give we money we want to know? That's a bandit. Look the bandit. A police constable who should act more seriously. The 15,000 in CID. That's a bandit. Look the bandit. Last week I'm making my kitchen tongue. As I put on my basket, it's gone, it's gone. That's a bandit. Look the bandit. Well, looky there, looky there, looky there, looky there, looky there. Hold him, don't let him get away.
Adolphus always going and roam, leaving the woman home. Well, she take until she couldn't take no more. Last night he going out, she running from the door. Shouting, I coming too, I coming too. You ain't leaving me here tonight if we have to fight. I coming too, I coming too. Look, all the neighbors think I's a mouse, what's that in the house? I coming too, I coming too.
doctor tell you to give me.
Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
Girl, you know it's important.
Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
What you want for lockdown?
Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
Girl, you know the condition.
Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
And I need your attention.
Would you like to rock it with me, baby? Would you like to jump it with me, honey? Would you like to rock it with me, baby? Would you like to jump it with me, honey?
Digging deep in the crates, deep in the crates, deep in the crates.
And we're back. We're back with more Island Girl talk, guys. We hope we didn't have you all waiting too long. We are your hosts. I'm Krystal Khayne.
Trinidad Shawna.
And of course, we have Nigel Rojas of Orange Sky in the house today for Guys Perspective, y'all.
Right?
Right?
Just taking off the therapist hats and you're about to dive into the artist hat.
Yeah.
So if you missed before we had the topic of the day, go back and watch it. You'll see what we were talking about. But right about now, we have our spotlight / sip and spill segment sponsored to you by Caribe Tropical Hard Cider, boy.
Yes, and of course, we want you to enjoy the crisp refreshments of Caribe Hard Cider, an all-natural, gluten-free blended crafted with champagne yeast. Caribe Tropical Hard Cider isn't available in original. It's available in pineapple and rosé. Whenever, wherever, celebrate with
Caribe.
Yeah.
Drink responsibly.
That's it, ladies.
Yes, I. And of course, I told you all before about this upcoming event. I'll tell you all again. It's called 3 Cheers, right? Tonight, O.U.R Radio and Lime.tt presents 3 Cheers. What would happen when you bring 3 artists together from 3 different worlds for one impromptu acoustic jam session? Well, you know what is a jam session? Different genres of music, different styles, different music coming together for a callaloo and a mesh of nice music. That's vibes, right? So he goes on to say, well, tonight, that's the night, August 31st, find out as episode 1 of 3 Cheers premieres featuring Sasha, Logic, and Annalie Prime. Exclusively on O.U.R Radio's YouTube channel and Lime TT's Facebook page. That's lime.tt, right? The Facebook page and O.U.R Radio's YouTube channel. So where you're looking at us now, this is the link all you go into, right? 3 Cheers is brought to you by Music TT, Hennessy, O.U.R Radio, and lime.tt. Tonight, 3 Cheers, episode 1. Subscribe to O.U.R Radio YouTube channel and enjoy. I'll see you all there tonight. This should be a real nice show.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, and
loving the cast.
Yeah. Annalie Prime, Logic, Sasha, you know, I tune in. So it's gonna be a treat tonight, y'all. So I'll see you all there. And with that, we turn it over to our Guys Perspective host, Nigel Rojas of Orange Sky. And guys, we were talking, about the topic today, but now let's find out a little more about Nigel. We all know and love Nigel, but some of us might know about his journey, how he came into music, how he got to where he is, and now is the time for that, yes?
Yes.
So Nigel Rojas is a singer, songwriter, and musician from Trinidad and Tobago. He is the lead singer, right, of Orange Sky, who is celebrating 25 years. He's a 25-year celebrant of a roots rock music band, Orange Sky. Yes? So Nigel, we're not going to bore them with just such a reading and in your bio and stuff. We're going to let you tell the story. All right? And like we ask all our musical artists who pass through, tell us about your journey. It was quite a journey. I imagine that 25 years with Orange Sky would have been quite the ride. Tell us all about it.
Well, yeah, it's been absolutely, it's been a magical ride. Music is magic and music is mystery. And that mystery keeps us going. because we never know around the next corner what's going to happen, you know. As a songwriter, for me, Orange Sky has been the vessel for my songs, for my songwriting, you know. Me and my brother had this dream since we were kids of, you know, getting older and having a band and going all over the world and whatnot and meeting our heroes, and it actually happened, you know what I mean? So, you know, in our 25 years, we've been able to release 8 full-length albums. We've done extensive touring of the US, 44 cities, 87 cities, 26 cities, tours of the UK, India, most Caribbean islands, you know. So we've had a fantastic run, and when we celebrate 25 years, it's not a reunion. It's been 25 years of fully functional Orange Sky, you know.
You mentioned songwriter, and I was like elated to hear some of the names of persons that you have written songs for. The likes of Destra Garcia, Sherwin Winchester, Patrice Roberts, the late great Blacks, Chucky, H2 Flow, even Ravi B, and I know it have a lot more to add to that list. We had no idea that you wrote music for these artists. Tell us about that experience and what made you decide to, expand from just writing for yourself and your brand. And
well, it's such a journey, you know, and I'm an open-minded, open-hearted person, but I always wait for sometimes things to come rather than for me to chase it, you know. Some of the best things are the things that just appear, you know. And in 2013, Bungie Garden, invited me to come collaborate on this tune, and we collaborated on a song called Differentology.
A little song that went on to the
just a little song. You know?
What happened?
And
what happened after that was that I just ended up, because of the amount of shows that I did with them live for that carnival, almost 60-something shows in Trinidad, right? I just, the spirit just took me, you know, when Shadow say how he had the bass man in his head, I literally experienced that. And for 4 months after carnival, I was just writing soca.
Oh wow!
And I don't sing soca. My band is not a soca band, so I had to do something with the songs that were crafted, certain melodies and certain vibes and whatnot. And I was able to sell over the next 3-4 years. I was able to sell a lot of songs,
so cool, and
collaborate with Steel Pan and stuff as well. You know.
How did you feel though when Grey's Anatomy took up Differentology? How did that make you feel, knowing that you were part and parcel of the creation process?
I was elated. I was very happy. Happy. It's a joy to see anything, you know, reach to where its fullest potential to be.
Indeed.
And you also worked with our local pan guy, of course, Bugsy. Bugsy Shah.
That's my godfather. Right. That's my godfather. Yeah, when I say it in my heart, a musical godfather. And, he's the most incredible musician I've ever had the pleasure to be around or to work with and to see his process. And just one of the most beautiful people.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So we collaborated 3 times in Panorama before the pandemic, and basically we came first on one, co-composed with him on a song called Jump High. And we got Destra to sing it, and we came first, and then we came second the following year, and then we drawed with Renegades the second year.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is so cool. So you do a lot of work. I read that you did a lot of work on the corporate side as well. You know, you do voiceover work, ad campaigns, that kind of thing. Are you also involved? I know you would have voiced a lot of those jingles and songs, etc. But are you a part of the creative process as well?
Absolutely. The jingles that I love to do the most are the ones that come and left absolutely to my 100% creative capabilities. Yeah, so that, you know, when I send it to approve, it would be my stuff. But I'm also very capable of working with anything you give me. You know what I mean? And I'm that guy. Let's put it this way. I'm not good at very much else. I never made the cricket team, football team. I was fully done in school. That guy. You know what I mean? So anything that I do, and music is what I do well. If I open a bakery, I'll bun the currants rolls. You know what I mean? So music, it was my thing, and it just kept doing that. And not just music, creativity and songwriting for me, you know. If you want a song about a cow flying through the sky eating an ice cream cone,
you're the man.
You're the guy.
Yes. Well, therefore, you're not fully done. You're quite a genius in your field.
He just goes to Trinidad.
Quite a genius, we must say.
I pitch for compliments.
Can I ask the next one?
Yeah, you go ahead.
So you've been the lead vocalist for Orange Sky for quite some time now, right? And this year you're celebrating 25 years of music. I have to keep saying it because I didn't even realize it so long.
Well,
I'll tell
you something quick about that. It's actually 27 years. But 2 years ago, we couldn't celebrate the 25th because of the COVID. Yeah. So a lot of people in 3 years from now, when we celebrate in 30 years, can start pulling out the calculator.
Like, who doing this math?
Just setting it straight, right? It's actually 27 years, but we celebrating 25. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say the right thing. You're celebrating 27 years of music with Orange Sky, right? How does it feel to have accomplished so much with your band, touring so many countries and cities around the world? You know, even here locally in the country, you said that you performed over 500 shows. You know what I mean? How does it feel to have accomplished so much musically with your band and even as a solo act? How does that feel?
Extremely grateful and extremely empowering. Empowering meaning when I look at myself in the mirror.
Yes.
I feel the miraculous experience that we've had. And I live in a constant state of gratitude because these are dreams that really, really came true.
Yes.
And these are also dreams that are shared among so many of my other peers who weren't able to accomplish these things. So we take them with us in our heart when we were doing our tour. And when we're doing anything, we take our peers with us too. And, you know, because we know that, you know. So, yeah, I mean, how does it feel? Gratitude.
Yeah. Indeed.
So I'm an aspiring comedian. And you have had your hits comedy show on radio 95.1 FM, the Midday Mayhem show. Or midweek Mayhem.
Midweek Mayhem, What happened was I went and I did a broadcasting diploma in 2014.
Yes.
When I was done with it, I didn't really know what to do with myself. I got offers though. I think because I was already known in music.
What made you decide to do the?
I love radio. I wanted to do radio. This is the next side of me. You know, it's plenty dotish talk and thing. I love that. Love that, right?
We can relate.
I think I'm a clown. I think I'm a comedian as far as I'm concerned, right? But so basically, I you know, a couple of people reached out to me and said, "Hey man, we want you to do the 3-hour DJ thing during the day and whatnot." And I had a different concept. I had something where I want to bring out a 1-hour show full of pre-recorded pranks, satires, parodies, prank calls and thing, and even a local soap opera that I penned, right? I wrote the local soap opera and wrote all the characters and wrote everything into it. And I did most of the voices as well when we did the pre-recording. So it's 1 hour of like total ADD madness, about 7 or 8 segments and a little bit of music in between. So right now I'm about to do a 24-hour radio station called Smile TNT.
What?
Wow.
And it's gonna be exactly midweek mayhem except 24 hours a day.
Wow.
That's a fleet. That's a serious commitment.
It is a commitment. Like for the first 3 months, I literally gonna mine it from 6 to 6 live.
Right.
And then after that, I want to bring people on board. So I'm glad I'm meeting you today.
Yeah.
And we have other people that we'll bring on board as well, you know, and think it out. But for the first 3 months, I'm gonna commit 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. being DJ, being on there, doing it and whatnot. And you know,
guys,
we
have a lot of material because midweek mayhem went for 1 full season, which was 12 episodes on 9/5. We have all that material plus a whole bunch of new material, new prank calls, new parodies, new skits.
That is cool.
Nice. And while talking about seasons, you were also a judge on Digital's Rising Star for 2 seasons straight.
Yes.
That's amazing. How was that?
That was some fantastic experience, but I mean, it's very emotional as well too because I'm a reject too.
Yeah.
We all are, you know, and when you're dealing with people who have the same dreams as you and they come in there and they're singing their heart out, you have to let them go.
Yeah.
Because it's a competition and that's the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
But as I used to tell the other judges, it's like, you know, it's not falling stars.
Yeah.
You have to let them know. You know, mama guy people, but you have to let them know that this is not the end of the world. Just keep doing what you do.
Yeah.
But we had to audition like 700 and something people, and I mean, you only want 18 out of those or 20 out of those. So it was really, really heart-wrenching to send back a lot of people who could sing better than me, by far.
Of course. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that must have been a real blip.
Blip.
So,
Bop and blip.
boop, boop, boop. So, Nigel, you know, we're coming down to the end. What advice would you give to anyone coming up in the music industry now in Trinidad and Tobago? I know you have tons.
Yeah,
what
I
advice would you give them?
It depends on the scenario because it's so much advice. You know, all I could say is if I had to paint it with a broad brush, happiness is finding what you love, what you're also good at.
Yes.
When you find that, run with it. And you will, that is happiness.
Yeah.
And then perhaps some prosperity, some measure of prosperity would follow. But the happiness comes first.
Right.
I love that.
Second thing is keep learning. Ignorance is the night of the mind, the night without moon and stars. That's what Confucius said, right? So if you're not learning and constantly trying to expand, the canvas, then, pretty much stuck in the same place, especially as an artist. So my advice is to just don't stop learning and don't give up. And be true to yourself. Try to be happy.
I hear that.
Loving that advice. Well
and
said,
that's
well
what's
said.
our empowerment minutes by Nigel.
One more thing before you go, tell the people how to reach you online. If they want to hear your music, if they want to reach out to you on social media, how can they reach you?
All right, well, they could go to Nigel Rojas on Facebook, which is also linked to Orange Sky on Facebook, or they could go to our website, www.orangeskymusic.com. We have a full history there. We also have our 25th anniversary CD on sale, and we also have our new album, Strange Days, on sale as well. And we're going to be celebrating Strange Days and 25 years on Saturday coming. The Carib and Orange Sky presents The Last Blast at the Sound Forge. It's going to be 3 local bands, and we're bringing in the #1 Ozzy Osbourne Black Sabbath tribute band in the world from California called Mr. Crowley. They're very excited to come to our shows as well. And they're going to be here, and so it's going to be one hell of a rock show.
Sounds
We
like
call it The
it.
Last Blast because it's the last Saturday in September.
Girls, all they want to pass through it.
Singing good.
That's sounding good,
Forge,
you
guys.
know.
You all heard it's here.
Yes.
Boop, boop, blip.
All right, guys. Well, with that, we're going to take one very quick break. And we're going to be real quick, like Neicy said. And then we're going to come right back for our sip and spill segment where we put Nigel in the hot
You're
box.
going to see a different side
A
of
different
Nigel.
side.
You ready?
Wait a second.
Ready yourself.
Ready yourself, Nigel. Ready yourself. Guys,
there.
keep it locked.
Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever. Now we celebrate. Wherever. Now we celebrate. Whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever. Now we celebrate. Wherever. Now we celebrate. Whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean.
Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider. Drink responsibly.
My uncle Sonny never ceased to amaze me. Since he picked up this Indian bait, he live in Caroni. What she give him to eat, I really don't know. Every 10 words he speak, but he lies 9 is about low. He stop practicing African tradition. He tell himself he's true Indian. He stop eating bread, he eating roti. Doesn't wear no jeans, he wearing dhoti. Throw away the hat and put on a turban. And he showing off with the Indian woman. At an Indian wedding, if you see uncle dancing, when the salsa hit him, he shouting, Golo, ah, Golo, eh, Golo, Golo, Golo. He's singing, Golo, ah, Golo, eh, Golo, Golo, Golo. I don't know if this Golo working on me or black magic, but whatever she doing, she having tie up with it.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to Island Girl Talk. We're your hosts. I'm Krystal Khayne.
Trinidad Shawna.
And, of course, we have Nigel Rojas in the house. Wow, Nigel, pick up
So,
you,
yeah,
boy.
I'm really messaging up you. I'm messaging Chromatics. If you're watching the show, respond to my message, please.
Oh, it's Shawna and easy, you know.
All right,
And guys, with
responded.
that, we
Thank
have
you.
our sip and spill segment today, brought to you by Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider. And guys, if you didn't know before, you know now. Sip and spill is where we get a little spicy, a little dicey, with
A little
some
out of timing.
outer timing questions. Yes, where we put Nigel in the hot box.
Yeah, the
Not
true
the hot
Trinity,
seat,
the
the hot
fastness
box.
has come out.
But before we go there, we want you all to enjoy the crisp refreshment of Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider, an all-natural gluten-free blend crafted with champagne yeast. Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider is available in original, pineapple, and rosé. Whenever, wherever, celebrate with Caribbean. Drink responsibly. And with that, we commence our sip and sip segment. Cheers, Nigel. For your bottle.
Cheers, girls.
Yes. And
Cheers.
we sip it. And we spill it, and I literally spill Caribbean all over me. Literally.
Drunk before you start. Watch out.
We start already. We start all year.
All right. Are you ready?
But guys, wait. Guys in the audience, remember, you are free to ask Nigel questions of your own. Actually, guys, before I start, let's see what the people say. Let's see what the people are saying. Right? Let me see where I left off as well. Yes, I. Okay. So we have Lovely Spice sending love to us, right? Keys Music said, big up to yourself, Nigel. Carrie Ann says, hit that like and share button, y'all. She says, this topic can go on for days because of the many different viewpoints. Yet only communication can work it all out, always. She says, that, and then she said, oh, that kind of jam. What she talking about then?
That's one I think we were talking about the script.
I see. And then lastly, Kyle Grant says, Vitamin G is the hardest Orange Sky song, in my opinion. Yes, and then he sent some blazers. So that's what they're saying in the chat room. Guys, if you want to ask Nigel any question at all. Now, he's not obligated to answer, but it doesn't stop you from asking. Feel free, all right? Let's commence. Who wants to go first?
Me, as usual, I'll take it off.
Yes.
But, you know,
we have some yes no questions for you. Let me just break it down. We have some yes no questions for you where you can say yes or no, and it's up to you if you want to divulge more info. And then we have some would you rather questions.
Wow. Okay.
All right. I gotta get some more paddles, you know. I gotta get some new paddles for people. Let's go.
Have you ever made your parents cry? Any of them cry?
Shawna.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
You care to divulge?
Oh, gosh. No,
really?
don't ask the man to divulge that.
I am fast. This Caribbean allows me to be fast.
My mom cried when she came to see me and Nicholas perform for the first time.
Oh, nice save, Nigel. Nice save. Awesome save. Niece?
Great. Do you usually be friends with your ex?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That kind of went with my question. Would you return to someone who has been unfaithful to you?
No.
Sip and spill.
You're supposed to sip first, then spill.
And spill.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. All right. Yeah, this one. Do you usually follow your brain, or are you someone that more moves with your heart? What is that like for you? Yes, brain, heart.
He's an artist.
It depends
you
on
know.
what is it, you know, and what it depends on what you mean, you know, in relationship or in a life or in some
Generally, yeah.
My heart.
Okay. Type of guy. All right.
Okay. Neicy, you have any?
Have you ever lost somebody close?
Yes.
You mentioned that before.
Oh, man.
Okay. Ever run away from home?
Yes.
All right. Well,
you run back home after you run away.
Yes.
I'm looking for a real out of time in one. Right? So, okay, let's go for awkward. Okay. Have you ever passed gas during an intimate moment?
No.
No. Good on you.
Thank God.
Do you think men and women are equal?
Yes.
Okay.
Have you ever experienced like an earthquake, like real shaking?
Earthquake?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like you run out of the house.
I was in the road and the street light, the lamppost would bending like rubber band, like rubber sticks.
Could I imagine Chris in that?
I would faint away in a heartbeat. Have you ever? Hold on, I think I lost it. Have you ever felt like killing someone?
Yeah.
That was kind of morbid, huh?
About 3 minutes before I came here.
Oh, gosh! That's close,
Who
huh?
gets you vexed?
Nah, about 3 times a day. Average.
Okay.
All right. Do you fear insects?
Nah.
Okay. No, not so all, boy. No, if you need one, once us fly, you know, the roach.
How about snakes?
No.
All right. I have some would you rather. Would you rather to do the whipping or to be whipped? We getting spicy now. Ole too soft.
I think
I'd prefer to be whipped. I'm naughty.
Ooh!
that.
Wow, you had a sip before you spill it, Nige.
Have you ever been unfaithful?
No.
Nah.
Wow.
Teach us your ways.
That is a first.
Yeah. Was that a conscious something?
I haven't been in many relationships.
Okay.
I'm a relationship kind of guy, so
it's easy
I've
to
literally been like in a few relationships
Monogamous.
and they've been long term.
Right.
You know, I was married for 20 years. So we had 3 children in the marriage as well.
Aye.
So now I'm recently in a 4-year relationship with the love of my life.
Right.
You know, so.
So on the flip side, were you ever the horny man by chance?
If I was ever the horny man?
Yeah.
Not intentionally.
Okay. All right, we'll take
Oh
that
my
one.
We'll take
goodness.
that. I love the answer.
Okay, I have one. It's would you rather sleep with someone on the first date or wait 6 months? Would you rather sleep with someone on the first date without knowing anything about them or wait 6 months?
Yeah.
Sip and spit.
I'll wait the 6 months.
You wait.
Yeah, because if you sleep with them, then you have this attachment that you don't know what to do. And I don't have the one night stand kind of belly.
Right.
Yeah, it's like what we're gonna talk about after. You know what I'm saying?
Getting to know each other, we already see each other.
What we're gonna talk about when it's done, you know what I mean? So, I mean, that's probably the most uncool, un-rock and roll thing to say, and they probably have a lot of fellas right now who listen to the interview who's shaking their head, but it's the truth. To me, I'll wait the 6 months.
Yeah, I hear that. I have one. French kiss Betty White, who passed away, rest in peace. French kiss Betty White or Miley Cyrus?
What?
I know without a typing. That's what we doing.
Could you put neither?
Neither? Oh my. So you wouldn't give Betty White some Playboy if she was still here with us?
Nah, I could give Betty some porridge in a cup.
Oh my.
Who's your favorite artist or influence or musical role model?
Boy,
You could only call
Bob Marley.
one. Bob Marley.
Yeah, if I had to say only one, it would be Bob first and foremost.
All right.
And then after that is just a plethora of local, and it's a whole buffet of, from Calypsonians to major heavy metal acts and reggae artists and everything else. My musical taste is like real bipolar.
Yeah. That's good. That makes you an excellent at what you do, because you're composing soca, you're doing everything.
Well, music is magic. As I said, the thing is this: when you become a musician, you lose the innocence. Any one of us is a musician, which is like you're basically 1% of the world, less than 1%. When you're young and you hear music, or you're a person who does not play an instrument, you receive and you process music differently, and it's actually something magical.
Yes.
When you start playing an instrument, you start dissecting music as soon as you hear it on the radio. I'll hear a song on the radio and immediately I'm thinking, what chord is this? Is it a major? Is it a minor?
Yeah.
What guitar are you using? What keyboard are you using? Is it a 4/4 tempo? What tempo is it? Is it 120? Is it 125? You start dissecting it by nature. You listen to the words. They said, why didn't he say frog instead of dog? Why did she say blast instead of pass?
The curse of the artist.
And you know, the curse of the artist. So now you could no longer be that person. The innocence is gone.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so I'm steaming it up on the behalf of my ladies, because Krystal is soft today. She's usually the person who's she's usually the Simon, but today I'll take that. So have it with the lights on or the lights off.
That's what you call steamy.
Wait, you're keeping that competition between yourself. That competition staying across
the today, not that steamy.
Carrie Ann in the chat room has a question for Nigel, and it's the steamiest one yet. You ready, Nigel?
Carrie Ann?
Yes. What? She says, have you ever loved another man?
No. And if she means love, meaning what? It's sexual intercourse?
But she didn't specify. But
that's what
she has an emoticon with a cheesy smile. So I guess she means romantically.
Well, then, no, I've never had romantic interest in another man. But at the same time, I have gay friends, and I'm certainly not homophobic at all. You know, and I love a lot of guys.
Yes.
But I don't want to make love to them.
Exactly. I have one. Have you ever been discriminated against?
Absolutely.
Really? Care to divulge?
Absolutely. I could give you one example of Orange Sky performing in Rochester, Buffalo. And we went to the Metal Mayhem Festival. We were special VIP guests at the Metal Mayhem Festival in the middle of nowhere, and it's basically 99% white people. So we walking in there looking like just different. And we went for a pizza afterwards in this place, and there was a couple hundred people who were there from the concert, and we were sitting at a table, and like just banana that I have here coincidentally, we were on a table, and the banana started flying past. And we were
You're
like, the first
kidding.
one passed like a missile.
Oh, my.
And then the second one passed, and then our keyboardist Richard said, "Hey, those guys are throwing bananas at us." One passed and hit my head and landed right here like that.
Serious?
Yep. So we got up and we kind of like response, and the cashier guy's like, they went that way. So it was kind of stupid what we did because we got up to go and confront the guys, right? And when we reached the car park, the fella had a buckshot sticking through the window.
Oh, boy.
He said, "What you gonna do, nigger?"
Oh
Literally
my
like that. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
gosh.
And everybody turned boiled down like Baji because it's in Trinidad.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'll tell you one thing, it was a long drive. It was a long drive home and nobody didn't say nothing. And I personally didn't eat banana for about 2 years.
And I think coming from a culture where we not privy to that like
Yeah.
Trini culture.
Like people like to run to live in the where was it, Buffalo?
Yeah.
People
Rochester.
like to where?
Close to Buffalo. We
Right.
were staying the hotel was in Buffalo and the concert was in Rochester. Like
People running to live in these countries and said no, I could.
But given the
good.
fact that y'all were there as artists, y'all didn't have
VIP.
You know,
yeah,
like,
we had a great day. Everything went fantastic.
but I
we
meant
were
like you
front
didn't
row.
have like an entourage or protection or
No, this is after the concert.
okay.
They
You're
went to
driving
get
about
food.
20 minutes and there's this what they call like a super quick shop truck stop kind of situation.
Right.
And everybody who was at the concert, because in the middle of nowhere, stopped here to get
Right.
whatever they needed, whether it's gas, whether it's food, whether
I
it's
see.
drinks, whether it's pizza,
Yeah.
whether it's fruit, whatever.
Culture.
And we
culture
sat down
shock.
there to have a pizza and bananas were thrown at us, man. And you know, so that's one of the discrimination ones I could give you an idea of, and I remember
That's
that
so
distinctly.
sad.
Yeah.
That is so
So
unfortunate.
let me lighten it a little bit because you mentioned something very important in your story. Pizza.
Yeah.
Do you agree that pineapple belongs on pizza? Yes or no?
Whether it belongs, absolutely.
Heck yeah.
But whether you have to have it, no, I know people who don't they don't bong
But
to
we
have a
don't- we don't-
pineapple on
I
pizza.
about to have
Does it
pineapple
belong?
on my
Absolutely,
pizza.
it belongs.
Absolutely.
Cucumber,
It belong.
different.
It brings a
Pineapple,
balance.
yes.
It brings a balance.
I
The
have
cheese,
it,
I think
yeah.
already so salty. You need the sweet. You know
Absolutely,
what I mean?
absolutely. No,
Yeah.
I'm a pineapple on pizza guy. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Love it.
We
Settled
have
it.
Fire Wolfman in the chat room saying, out of all the Orange Sky songs, which is your favorite or the one that you relate the most to?
Lovely question.
I would say love each other.
Love each other.
Yeah, love each other.
That sounds like you too, Ab. That sounds like you too.
Yeah, love each other is a song that we played for so many years, and every time we perform it, I know people feel it because of what's being said.
I hear you.
All right.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Would you kill if you knew that you could get away with it and be free of repercussions?
Depending on why I'm killing, absolutely. Somebody interfere with me or mine, and I could get away. And when I say interfere, like
Yeah.
interfere. Yeah.
Boy, you know we don't want to admit these things, Ab.
Well, I can't
It is
get
what it
arrested or anything
Never
for saying
know.
that if something was to happen,
Yeah.
and I'm
It is
answering
what
the
it is.
question, would I kill to protect my
course,
daughter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Whether I could get away with it or not.
Yes.
Wow.
I think, okay, let me rephrase. I think without having a reason, right?
Well, a reason could just be eye contact, in these times,
Yes.
That's
Without having like a motivation, like your daughter or family
Or
member,
self-defense.
or self-defense.
Or
You
like
just
you
have the
just think you can
opportunity
kill.
to.
So I could just
take
wake up a day,
life
put a
and
jumpsuit
feel
and a
to
Friday
kill.
hockey
because you
mask.
know you can get away with it. Like the Purge, the movie, the
That's
Purge.
what I'm saying. Like if I
Would
put a
you do
hockey
it?
mask
But
and a
I
I would
jumpsuit.
like to be christened by the purge, you know.
Heck no, I building a.
I would like to be christened.
I building a basement. What you call it? Those bunkers
No,
or
I
whatever.
wouldn't do it because the truth is I wouldn't even kill an insect.
Yeah.
I don't even kill ants because that's why
Nah,
I'm
them
saying.
beetles and frog and thing had to go. Sorry.
I will
No,
kill
no,
spiders,
listen.
but I don't kill anything else.
I call my girlfriend Hitler. I call her Dr. Kavoki and all kind of thing as well because insects dead. And in my mind, that is a little soul.
Yeah.
God made that just like us, and unless it's in your way, you know what I mean, or something. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Yeah.
I don't kill anything, but if it's a big hairy spider or if it is as big as the palm of my hand, it had to die. I'm sorry.
But I like what you said, but if it's
No.
in your way, because you can just push it.
What
to
does
the
that mean?
side
If
or-
it's in your way and you have a
Push a
spider on the
spider.
wall, you know.
I'm not thinking to be
I
safe.
saw a
That's why I
spider.
had to go.
I saw a spider in my hour.
A roach is always in your way.
No,
Black and
Nigel.
hairy. Seriously.
Nigel, to do with that.
Just on the wall, huh? Just on the wall.
So do
Another
that,
important
Nigel.
question. Are you someone who urinates in the pool?
Of course.
Dum.
Guilty as charged.
Listen, when I tell you the definition of naive,
I
because
wouldn't do it in a jacuzzi.
Uh-huh.
You know, but
Not
in
even
a
in the sea, but
25
in
meter
the
pool,
pool.
in a 25-meter pool, swimming training. I used to do competitive swimming.
Right.
Right? And I do aqua. Anyway, I'm not sure. I do aquatherapy and stuff even now, you know what I mean? And if you gotta go, you got to
Stop
go.
selling out yourself.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right, yeah,
I hope nobody from my class, from my swimming class.
I hope so. Do you think that love is simply just chemicals in our brain?
No. Love is metaphysical.
All right. I like
Love
that.
is good.
Real love is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you ever have cosmetic surgery?
I'll Botox my balls. Nah, I wouldn't. I don't. I will. No, not really. You know. I don't know.
So random. Nigel has a look, you know, how you would want him to change his epicness. Are you mad?
Are you mad,
bro?
Well, he seems to have a passion for Botox in certain places. So, about that.
I've got one.
Let me hear.
Have you ever had to go to the toilet publicly, like number 2, but they had no toilet paper?
No.
I'll tell you, in St. Mary's, once. I'm not a public toilet user guy. I get stage fright. I'm talking about even to urinate in a normal bathroom. If they have another person there or there, I just can't do it, right? But I was in St. Mary's in Form 2, and I remember going to the bathroom because I had a bad stomach.
Right.
And I couldn't walk to my father's office or anywhere else.
Right.
And, you know, I had to use the student's toilet bathroom, which was deplorable, and there was no toilet paper. So I walked back into class with no socks.
I see. I hear you.
Wow.
Look at his smile.
No, I'm feeling bad about it, but is it true? No.
That's innovation. Why are you feeling upset? I am actually quite surprised because sometimes when I'm in that situation, I feel helpless.
It kind of makes sense too because you could put your hand inside the socks and really get in there to clean yourself.
I wasn't really going
You guys know I will go there.
Yeah, but I feel like it could still potentially get on your hand, so I don't think.
Not through the socks. If it's a thick socks, it could really get in there.
Oh my
and
gosh, Chris,
get a good clean.
It was
I'm moving on.
Well, good on you, Nigel. I like that. Innovation, like you said, Sean.
And a nice
I have a real outer time in one.
Yes.
You ready,
I was
Nige?
11, just saying.
He was 11.
Yeah.
I still think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah. I have one. It's out of timing. Right? Would you drink your own urine if you didn't have access to water in any condition? Like, show the face.
Well, apparently, if you drink your own urine, you'll survive.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Tell yeah, like
when you have to
Nigel,
survive, you gotta
different.
survive.
Shit, I might die.
You see the episode on Grey's Anatomy when the plane crashed?
Oh
Yes,
my God,
they had
I
to
will die,
drink
y'all,
milk,
I will die.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, I can't say because usually when you're in that situation, your body goes into survival mode.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody who
You would
wouldn't do
want
it
to
if
do
you're that
it.
thirsty.
Yes. After a while.
Because I've heard of situations where you had to eat the other passenger on a plane and stuff.
Listen,
like that.
if any of us was put in this situation, we might become cannibals so quick. You have no idea.
Yeah, boy.
Damn. Okay, let's not think
All I have to
about
say
that.
No, cannibal don't mean jumping out from behind a lamppost
No.
and killing somebody anytime. I'm talking about somebody who doing that and serving it to you and you starving.
Yeah.
And somebody serving it to you hot with steam coming off of that and it's protein. You're eating
Yeah,
it.
like in the movie, I'll just tell you all now, if we ever get stranded on the top of Mount Everest or some cold mountain, Neicy, if I pass away, y'all could eat me. It's okay. I give you permission.
Oh my goodness. Okay, can be.
All right. That was
I
morbid.
have enough belly for this one.
I have one more.
Uh-huh.
How much more are we going to do? One more round, okay?
Yeah,
one more
tapped
round.
out.
Okay, Nige. You tapped out, Niece? What happened? You get depressed?
Yes.
Poor thing. Neicy real sensitive, you know. She's a sensitive soul.
That's good. Full of empathy.
All the cannibalism thing on it.
There's a lot.
You're
You would meet
vegetarian.
me?
No,
Why? You go starve?
I'll be sad.
The IRL meat on me, you know.
Guys, if I die,
Trust
y'all will
me.
die too.
You
I
can,
have nothing to get.
if Shawna come and then now, we surely
That is
starving.
a day. That is a day.
All right.
Nothing.
I would.
I might have a little something by the bum see your future.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
That might last me a day or so. A day or two.
Nothing to get. You had to go back to bones. And they like bones? And they like to chew up bones?
This conversation has deteriorated rapidly.
Well, that's the principle for you. Okay, I have one. It's spicy. Would you rather have unbelievable sex that lasts only 10 minutes or average sex that lasts an hour?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
That's an easy one.
And then we start another 10 minutes.
I feel like if you said a minute, that might trip.
Yeah, that might. 10 minutes is good. 10 minutes is long.
A minute will make it a little more difficult.
True.
Because the man could end up looking bad too, you know, even if he really enjoys the situation.
10 minutes is good.
All right. Who's next? 2 more questions.
All right. I was trying to think of a juicy one, but Neicy, you go now. You go.
Seeing that today is independence, do you believe or feel patriotic when it comes to the red, white, and black?
I love my country, and I love my people.
Yes.
I love my culture, food, fashion, film, music. But I am one of those who is for the recolonization of Trinidad and Tobago
Ooh.
to Great Britain.
Really?
Your Majesty, we apologize. Independence did not work. Take us back, please, and let Westminster handle our situation.
Very briefly, would you care to divulge? Without going too political.
This is a very interesting
an
I'm
interesting
just trying to be funny. I'm just trying to express that how
dissatisfied.
Dissatisfied that, you know, we are.
Yeah.
And that's all, you know.
Okay.
Things in a mess.
I understand. I
mean, we celebrating independence, right? Of what? We're celebrating independence of the colonialists, right? Now, what was attached to that great European empire and all that was slavery, the greatest atrocity that ever happened in the history of mankind. African slavery to the New World, which is Trinidad and the south of and the Caribbean and the south of North America. And basically, people relate colonialism to that racism, which is definitely real. But at the same time, functionality-wise and everything else, it was in the colonial times that they discovered the oil and the gas and developed it as part of our main sustainable, you know, business for our country.
Yeah.
And a lot of good things that happened as well. You know, so becoming independent was an ambitious move. You know, I mean, my uncle Ellis Clark wrote the Constitution. I have to write, right? And that's literally my grandfather's brother's son. That's my uncle, right? So I have no reason to like be against independence or anything like that, or to trash the Constitution and everything else. What I can say is this: 60 years after, and I'll say it in the form of a question: 60 years after, are we independent?
Yeah.
Of what?
I saw something online similar. Someone was asking the same question, and I felt exactly how you felt initially, Nige. But then I started to see some of the comments in the, you know, and some of what the people said resonated with me. Like, we can easily say 60 years of independence from what? Because yes, our country is in a serious state.
Not is,
right?
Has been
since then.
Yeah.
Right? But when you think about it, we still have certain things that many other countries don't have. Free health.
Trinidad is my land.
You know?
And
trust me, I have a love-hate relationship with my country, but without going into that, we still have quite a lot to be grateful for.
Absolutely.
We're not at war with anyone.
No, really,
we have free health care.
My thing. Oh God, please don't say we have free health care.
Well, it's not the best, but we do have it. You know, we have free education and
well, you know what people say, free thing ain't good.
Tertiary education. We have a lot of things that many countries don't have. We still have the cheapest.
Are we going to compare ourselves to the worst or the best?
Just generally, in terms of what's going on in the world.
Sweetie,
but that's a whole other conversation.
Next time I come, we're going to talk this.
I'm on the fence because at the end of the day, yes, things could always be better no matter what.
Yeah.
But we do have so much to be grateful for now.
Yes.
Like so much.
That's why I started
Even
the comment by saying I love my people. I love my culture.
Yeah.
I love everything about us. And I've been all around the world and I know that we're special.
Yeah.
I not hear about it. I've seen how special we are. At the same time, did independence work for us or against us?
Yeah.
Did having a democracy voted in every year based on campaigning and based on promises made pre-election and the kind of corruption that ensues thereafter on all parties. I not stand up for none. Okay? So what I'm saying is, you know, was independence a good thing. I'm putting myself on the line by saying something like that because there are people that will say, what rubbish is he talking, especially on Day of Independence on a radio show.
Yeah.
But you asked me the question.
I hear you.
I'm happy about our independence because I'm happy to be a Trinidadian.
Yes.
Am I happy about what has transpired since independence to now? Put it on paper? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I hear you.
But of course we're special, and of course we have so much to be thankful for, and I love my country, and today we'll celebrate our country.
Yes.
I'm performing in the Savannah at 5 p.m., you know? I love my country, I love my people, but did independence work for us? You know?
You don't know.
All right, so
we have two more from the audience.
All right,
we had to do the chat room. Carrie Ann is asking Nigel, would you like to know the day you die or how you die? We asked this some time ago with somebody else. Would you like to know when you're going to die versus how you're going to die? Which one?
I already did.
Nigel.
Nah, I didn't. That's like,
No.
that's your morbid comment. No, honestly, I mean,
like
really
a
and
true
truly.
rock and roller.
No, I mean, it's like how you're going to die and how you're not going to die. You have to go into my whole belief system.
Yes.
Because I believe that we're in a movie. And I believe on the next side, who witnessing us on the next side are all our ancestors watching the movie. And what we consider a horrible death, to them would be like, when you as you reach on the next side, it's like, man, that lion ate you, man. You know what I'm saying? You know,
so
man, you fall off the top of that building, dude. That was the most spectacular death. But to us here, it's like the most horrible, gory death.
Yeah.
That is
so
interesting.
Yeah.
We need to have an episode with like conspiracy theories and all these things. Like that would be so fun.
If they could handle it, because sometimes we wonder.
So when he had crossover to go and have the conversation with his dad, remember?
Right, correct, right. And that's metaphysical. And that's where I am in my head, you know. So when I say already dead, I didn't mean it that way, but I mean like,
okay.
how long, this temporary thing, right.
I have one more. People asking questions now. Dominic says, you sang Hard Slap. But did you ever really have to hit someone a hard slap? And why?
Not since school.
Not since, why?
Disrespect.
Okay.
Disrespect. All right. Well, since you're doing the, let's just do this one time with the chat room. Because I want to make sure everybody gets a play. Right, everybody's laughing. Right, Fire Wolfman said, well said, re-independence. Right? Well said, re-independence. Lendell says, hey, quick note, Neicy. I admire how you don't make joke with your belly. When it's time to eat, keep it up. You don't make joke with your belly when it's time to eat. Keep it up. What are you referring to? Carrie Ann says,
the pizza.
Yes, and Carrie Ann says, Neicy, you're too sweet. I feel like when she get a little depressed just now.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. All right, anybody, one more for Nigel and then we done. You know, we get carried away with sip and spill.
Last week we did.
Yes, we certainly did. Anybody? No?
Yeah.
Serious?
I think the audience ended it off nice. I had a steamy one, but
well, do the steamy one. We had to end one with us.
No.
We have to
I
go
think
into
we ended on a nice kind of a...
Well, let's end it with this one, because I know already what Nigel will see. Are you an egocentric person?
Yes.
Talk to us.
I'm a practicing narcissist.
A practicing narcissist.
Proud and loud. No, I don't know. The ego thing, I told you already, I'm a reject. You know, I'm a reject. I grew up as a little fat boy, can't play guitar, probably not. I know guitar is the only thing that I was interested in doing, you know what I mean? So I don't have an ego based on think that I'm this good-looking person that when I walk into a room.
You are though.
No, but I don't think about that at all, right?
Yeah.
So that part of the ego thing, for me, don't matter. I prefer somebody to say, damn, you could play guitar, boy, than to say, oh, he's so, whatever.
Yes.
So that part of the ego thing, for me, don't work. You know, my ego, if I do have one, is really based around my music.
Your music.
Got it.
And as it should. Because you're really good at what you do. But guys, for what it's with, Nigel is really a nice person. One of the most humble people.
You think so?
I know so. Because sometimes it'd be like, I leave a conversation with Nigel, I'm like, oh my God, he's so nice. You know,
really?
why can't people be more like him, you know?
What?
But guys,
but the people who are genuinely nice will say all the worst things about themselves.
Yeah, it's true.
Also,
it's
see
true.
what you're doing there.
Yeah. We figured it out.
And with that, guys,
it's a wrap for Sip and Spell,
but
right?
we'll be
Hold
back.
on. Brought to you by Caribe Tropical Hard Cider, right? And Nigel, of course, you handle yourself real good. Thanks
for having me, girls. It was awesome. Thank you.
Educated
Keep it up.
while
Keep up good stuff. Good stuff. It was fun.
But of course, guys, we have more show for you. Of course, we have Neicy and Shawna coming up real fast and quick with their segments. Look, Neicy dance, big mom. That's her dance. Her big me up dance. Guys, keep it locked to Island Girl Talk right here on our radio. We'll be right back.
Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribe. Whenever. We celebrate. Wherever. We celebrate. Whenever. Celebrate with Caribe. Whenever. We celebrate. Wherever. We celebrate. Whenever. Celebrate with Caribe. Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribe.
Caribe Tropical Hard Cider. Drink responsibly.
People started watching the way how she was whining, exposing culturally sweet musical harmony.
Sunny wine, sunny wine. You know
Sunny
how long we hear
wine.
these tunes?
What you saying, Sunny? It's tiny, girl.
Listen, we as Trini,
Is
when we
it
don't know
tiny
the
wine?
words, what do we do?
It's tiny, right?
What do we do when
Tiny
we don't know the
wine down
words?
low.
We sing
Tiny
whatever
wine
we think
down
it
low.
is.
Tiny wine down low. Today's Independence. You gotta get right.
How to get
It's
right?
nanny. It's
what-
nanny.
It's nanny.
Nanny
Nanny. That makes more sense.
Oh my gosh, our audio tech, Ananias, who's 25 years old, had to correct us.
While Chris was correcting moi.
Him.
Let the record show.
She's singing Sandy Wine, I singing Tiny
I
Wine.
didn't even know
It's
what I'm
Tiny
saying.
Winey. That's why I get confused. It's Tiny
Oh, yeah,
Winey.
we singing the next one, yeah.
Winey, boom, boom, yes. All right, take us away, Niece.
Yes. So tonight, all our O.U.R. radio fam, we all in for a treat. Because tonight at 8 p.m., yes, 8 p.m., O.U.R. Radio and Lime Titi presents three. Yeah, like 3 chairs. So let me hit
Yes.
that again. Tonight at 8 p.m., O.U.R. Radio and Lime Titi presents 3 chairs.
Like the trees
Like
with
the
leaves.
trees with leaves and the roots on it.
Yes.
What would happen when we bring 3 artists together from different worlds all together in an impromptu acoustic jam session? Well, tonight, August 31st, celebrating independence and kicking the ball off at 8 p.m., you're about to find out as episode 1 of 3 Chairs premieres featuring Reggae I Sasha,
Yes.
the new kid on the scene Logic, and our soulful folk singer Annalie Prime exclusively on O.U.R. Radio,
Give me the reason.
YouTube channel, and Lime Titi Facebook page. You guys, Chairs is brought to you by Music Titi, Hennessy, O.U.R. Radio, and Lime Titi. So tonight, save the time, you guys, 8 p.m. Subscribe to our O.U.R. Radio YouTube channel and enjoy.
Enjoy. Yes, I. And what is time for now, Niece? Let's talk trends. I feel we ain't get that right, you know. Neicy, do that again, girl.
You guys, it's time for
Let's Talk Trends.
And before we kick off the Let's Talk Trends scenes, we just want to wish you guys for the umpteenth time another happiest 60th anniversary date.
Good save, Niece. Good save. Happy 60th anniversary
date. Right? Happy 60th anniversary, you
I
guys.
say though, like you belong in comedy for
Thank
true.
you, thank you. I'm practicing my sets these days. Right. So we kicking the ball off with a red carpet gala and world premiere that recently took place at the Central Bank Auditorium.
Really?
A short film by the name of I Dream of Calypso. Yes, 20 minutes. It happens Monday. Right, so the short film will be you can head across to their YouTube their social media to find out more information about where they would have it for persons to see, but I was privy to see a little inside something, and I think it's fitting seeing that we celebrating independence. Right? The short film is a short film about a young girl confronting her religious parents for permission to sing in a calypso competition. Yes.
Okay.
Right?
Me like it.
Yeah, and I like the fact, well, it was part of the production team was Genesis Media, Film TT had a role in there. It was written by Solange Plaza, and I feel like to see Trinidad starting to push out film content, although it's on a smaller scale, short films and whatnot, I think like they're stepping in a really, really nice direction, and hopefully we could see ourselves on that Hollywood level because we have the talent down here. We have the talent.
Real talent.
Yes, really, really good.
All right,
so you guys stay tuned and check out I Dream of Calypso, and they have a lot more projects on the way. So definitely head across to their social media at I Dream of Calypso the film and get your updates via. Moving on to upcoming events, because we're kicking the ball off with today, 60th Independence, you know, fireworks tonight, parade probably finished by now.
Yeah,
right?
sure. Long time.
Long time. But what's ahead? All roads leading to Tobago, you know?
Don't make joke.
Tobago had tinging.
Tinging in Tobago.
Carnival. Yes. So on the horizon, we have busy months ahead for Tobago as they are preparing for their first carnival. Tobago Carnival.
Wowzers.
Very nice.
Listen,
That's a bop. That will be a bop. It shall be a bop.
Insect spray.
And on top of that, they also have their Blue Food Festival.
What's that?
That is, listen, you asked me that question, and I had to ask because when I say blue food, I'm thinking
blue food. What's that, like provision and thing?
Yeah,
I didn't.
I really didn't. My grandmother is the Mitchells, you know.
But it's the things that they do with the blue food. It's not just like a comment, so that's our provision. They make punches with provision. They make all sort of things using blue food. It's like, how creative can you be?
Yeah. Yes.
And I've heard like the taste is
lovely.
Yeah. So you're not trying to put on a little weight. I think I had across Tobago for a little 2 months. I'm going on a little island girl talk hiatus across the Tobago.
But look how long we're supposed to go to Tobago now, y'all.
Well, I think we can make it a bop.
You're gonna make Neicy go alone?
We can make it a bop. So
relevant to your conversation, allow me to dash in.
Of course.
And say that
dash in. Oh my gosh! Wait, now register, Nigel. Sorry, it's the Caribbean. Sometimes
the Blue Foods Festival in Tobago is dashing ice cream and thing, you know.
Yes,
that's a dashing pinnacle, dashing everything you could think about and you possibly make dashing.
My ticket right now.
It's happening in the month of
unbelievable,
October.
And it's not just Blue Food; it's the best fish you could ever possibly have to compliment the Blue Food. But it's all up. Everything is based around the Blue Food, you know.
Yeah.
So October 16th at Bloody Bay Recreational Grounds, the Blue Food Festival will be taking place in Tobago.
Lovely.
In Tobago.
Only one of its kind in the world.
Wow.
Period.
I wanna go.
So come out and experience all that this event has to offer, described as heaven for foodies. Oh God, my taste buds, my mouth watering.
Yeah, we know.
I wanna try the ice cream.
Right. They even said that dashing is called blue food by locals. That's like the standard.
Okay.
Right. Also some versions of root vegetables turn into shades of blue and indigo when it cooked. So that's where they get the name blue from.
Okay.
Provisions usually, traditionally, the word provision is blue food. Blue food that generally represents any provision. But it was really based on the dashing and turns blue. And
All right. Neicy, what else you have for us?
That's it there.
That's it. Let's talk trends.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Let's talk trends, keeping it short and sweet. So happy Independence.
Yes.
And after Independence, you guys had to book them tickets.
Book it.
Book it.
And guys, with that, we're moving right along to our Vibes Girl. Right?
Yep.
We should call it a Vibes Cartel. No, that's our failure. No, but
Beat up queen.
Take it away, beat up queen.
This is the get through or go through segments. All right, so you all know how it goes. We drop a scenario, right? And then we discuss what is a kind of a going through or get through scene. All right, so we're gonna have thorough discussion, and then you all will drop the bombs, right?
Okay, I'm ready. My listening cap
So
on.
this one's steamy, right?
Nigel,
you know,
listener?
today is a steamy one. So I'll start with the opening quote because this is the post. My girlfriend got raped and beaten. I broke up with her right after she told me. This is what happened. So immediately, your girlfriend got beaten and raped and you broke up with her, right? So we have feelings about this already, but here's what happened. He said, I dated this girl for 7 months, right? He's been dating her, and she wanted to go to some kind of sleazy club with her friend, and he was insisting that you not go. You can't go. You can't
go.
Yeah, don't go. So they got into an argument about it, you know, because she, of course, is her own woman and she wants to do her own thing. So he said, listen, if you go to that club, that's it. We're going to break up. All right? So eventually, you know, she boiled down and they came to agreement that she would not have gone to the club.
Okay.
He said for all of Saturday, he didn't hear from her. I'm assuming the club night was Saturday night. He said all of Saturday, he didn't hear from her. But then he hears from her at 4 a.m. on Sunday, where apparently she left the club with 2 guys because they were going to an ex party or something. And those 2 guys that she left the club with did such acts. All right? So he said he had a lot of feelings about it, all of which were not pleasant. So we want to talk about the guy today, how y'all feel about him, because she is, of course, in a very emotional state, and she's saying that this is not the time for you to leave me alone and leave me hanging. But he did say, if you go to the club, I'd break up with you. So I just want to hear how y'all feel about it, because, of course, there's 2 sides to this kind of thing.
So today we judging the guy.
We judging the guy. We want to know if we can say he get through or he gone through.
Did
boy
he
get
tell her
through.
why he was going to break up with her if she goes to the club?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming that it's a sleazy club was his exact
And
words,
her
right?
safety was
So there could have been, he would have his reasons maybe.
Let's clarify for those in the back of the class.
It's
What about this?
possibly
What about if he knows that she's the kind of girl that would go to the club, get flirty, leave with 2 guys and something bad will happen? And
Exactly.
just what happened, and guess what? Break up as soon as possible and run.
Yeah.
Right.
And
You get through.
don't be there as no shoulder to cry on, because
I told you.
that is putting yourself in a real dreadful position.
Right.
That's a cut off clean situation. And
Audience,
it's not
stop
about
us.
turning your back on the friend who got raped out. If the scenario is what you just said, and he
Yes.
told her not to go, he begged her not to go, she agreed she wasn't going, and she
She
still went.
agreed, she
And the rape
agreed.
ain't happened in the club, it happened with her leaving with 2 dudes.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Yeah.
So
I'm not mad at him. Yeah, I'm not mad at him at all. It might seem a little cold.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
just
What's
like
so
what
cool
Nigel,
about that?
But like what Nigel said, exactly.
So what if she didn't get raped? What would happen? She went and
Exactly.
partied the next night
He
out
would
with
have
2
still left
with
her
2 guys
regardless.
that
But
she
you know
meet in a
For
sleazy
some
club.
people, it might seem a little cold. You know, that he leaving her out in rain. But I agree with him.
Yeah.
You know.
Out in which rain? She walked out into the rain.
Yeah, but there's my phone. But no, but guys, she get raped. She did. That's a traumatic thing. Yes, she did, and it is traumatic. And perhaps we can support her still from a distance or as a
Oh,
friend.
gosh,
But we
absolutely.
are no longer boyfriend or girlfriend.
Absolutely.
Well, that's where
Yeah,
I was coming
that's
from.
it.
Where, like,
Yeah.
if he's just
That's-
going to leave her
that was
high
what
and
he
dry, or
answered.
still give
Yeah.
some support, but just outside of
Some
being a
support.
boyfriend.
Some
to be
support.
honest, guys, I'm probably gonna sound real cool. I don't think it's his duty to
Nope.
give her support.
No.
On,
Just what
unfortunately,
he
that
told her.
situation happened, and she would have to go to her closest friends and her parents. But it won't be me if I was the guy. I'd be like, I'm so sorry that happened, and I would say, I'm so sorry that had to happen to you and whatever. But unfortunately, this is the end of my road. Deuces.
Yeah. Fire Wolfman says get through based on the specifics. Yes.
Yeah.
We're not mad at the guy for leaving her. He
Yeah.
had every right to. She
and-
brought that on.
Yeah.
She brought those problems, even though they had a discussion about it.
Yeah.
And they made a decision and she agreed, and he's still going to
Is there
do
a reason
that.
he didn't want to go to
Yeah.
that club in the first place?
Exactly.
He knew his girl.
Exactly.
Right? And his girl
yeah,
get raped
Nige.
out, leaving the club with 2 other guys to go and
Yeah.
party.
You know
So,
what's
come on.
fascinating to
Absolutely.
me? When Shawna said it, I heard one thing. When Nigel dissected that from a man lens, I heard that.
Well, from a man's lens here, what?
Yeah.
She obviously didn't know the guys.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be friends that raped her.
Yeah.
So you leaving the party with 2 strangers. He knew his girl. That's why he was warning
She
her.
was up to no good.
Okay, so it took the rape for him to dodge the cannonball.
Yeah.
But he should have not even been in that relationship, because
Yeah.
she's the kind of girl that he will not trust. Or,
Yeah.
you know,
Interesting.
right.
But
Interesting,
perhaps
Nigel.
even if the girl did not get raped, right? He still would have left her because he stated from the start that if you go to the club, so the rape really wasn't the ending factor or his basis for his decision. It was the fact that she went to the club. Now, the only thing is, like Nigel mentioned, he may not have known because had she not gotten raped, how you know she went to the club? You know? So, like you said, maybe the rape. You know, and let me not say happened for the best. Let me change that. Let me change that.
It shed light.
He does shed light.
And I'll tell you something, just like the first lady that we spoke about in the earlier situation with the ex-husband and the son and whatnot, this is also an entitled woman.
Yeah.
Who thinks just because you're my boyfriend, now, here what, take on all my sorrows for the rest of your life. Now you have to sit with me and I'll have to cry on your shoulder about this rape and go through all the graphic details of something I warned you not to go to.
Yeah.
If you tell me you're going to the zoo, and you're going to have a nice time, I'll say have a great time. If you tell me you're going to the zoo with a bucket of KFC to climb the lion wall and feed the lions, I'll tell you don't go to the zoo to feed the lions. And if I hear the next day that lion eat you, why am I grieving?
Now I feel it for KFC.
All right, please. All right. So
Listen.
that's it. You all heard it for the get through, gone through segment. Everybody stated their case, right?
Yes.
It was get through. He got through for
He
you.
get through.
Right?
Get through.
Neicy, it was get through for you
Yeah.
too? Get through for me too?
Carrie Ann says, who don't hear will feel, so he get through.
As the old saying. Yes, I. All right. So
guys, just a little thing too. Sorry. But that relationship would have been doomed anyway because even if he had decided to stay, like Nigel said, with all the trauma of it and going through it and all the details and all the emotional stuff that she would have been putting him through, that relationship would have been doomed anyway.
putting him through.
It sounds like therapy in the first place.
Yeah, it
the
sounds like
fact that you're
therapy.
having a conversation with your girl where you're begging her not to go to a club, and there's a point of
Unequally
discussion
yoked.
and contention, well, then you're already in problems.
And he had to deal now with the after effects, the aftermath of it all.
Yeah.
That-
But I
that-
mean, if it was a regular situation of rape, I wouldn't say it would have been doomed because I have friends who
the word
partners
rape
through
jumped
that
out to
situation.
me, so I kind of blocked out everything.
Just in the parameters of what you described the situation to be,
It would have been traumatic.
Yeah.
All right, Tony, but let's keep the ball rolling and wrap
One
it up,
time.
right?
So you know how
that
we
was
like
it.
to do?
That was it for Get You Going Through segment. And we're moving on to...
We had to take a little break, one little break.
Shawna, I want to move on, innit?
Yes. And
Shawna,
then
Shawna, I want to go independent.
Thank you.
Yes.
I want to go away with my flag.
And then we'll be right back.
Just kidding.
Then we'll be right back with Neicy to take us to the empowerment minute, calm our souls, right? And do her
set us free.
Do her do, right?
Yes,
Keep it
like
locked
birds.
right here, Island Girls Talk.
Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever. We celebrate. Wherever. We celebrate. Whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Whenever. We celebrate. Wherever. We celebrate. Whenever. Celebrate with Caribbean. Now we celebrate. Now we celebrate. Celebrate with Caribbean.
Caribbean Tropical Hard Cider. Drink responsibly.
And we're back with more Island Girls Talk. We're your hosts. I'm Krystal Khayne.
Trinidad Shawna.
Neicy.
All
And you
right.
guys, this is the end of the show where I bring the vibes to take you through the remainder of your week.
Yes, I.
It's all about what, ladies?
The Empowerment Minute. Woosa. All right, Nigel, your turn. Yes, we are corny as hell.
Yes.
And you have to get into it. So let's do it one more time, so Nigel can do it.
Now it's time for what, ladies and gents?
The Empowerment Minute. Woosa. Ooh, yeah.
You gave a really nice
Damn.
I've been told.
He's good at that.
All right.
So, seeing that today is a monumental day,
It is. Indeed it is.
I just wanted to present a nice little quote, courtesy yours truly.
Yes, guys, yours truly.
Neicy's World.
Neicy's quote.
And the quote of the day is, prioritize your healing so you view the world through healthy eyes. Sometimes it's your own brokenness keeping you stuck.
Again.
One more time for the people in the
That
back.
quote is fire.
Yeah.
Courtesy Neicy.
Yes, I.
Prioritize your own healing so you can view the world through healthy eyes. Sometimes it's your own brokenness keeping you stuck.
Girl.
Love it.
Girl.
That's one of my favorites by you. When I saw it, I was like, love it. That's one of my favorites for sure.
Yes.
I've been having a lot of conversations with friends and persons like about healing. Like in this stage of life, you realize a lot of people unhealed. Like a lot of people's stuff now starting to come to the surface, and you could either face it head on and come out on the other side a better, healthier, whole person.
Yes.
Or you could continue pushing it down and wait for it to just explode on its own.
There are centuries and centuries, generations before us. There's a lot of generational curses. There's so many different things coming down the line that I wouldn't say undo per se, but we have to face and evolve from it.
And having conversations, sometimes those real raw conversations. I've been having like some really deep conversations with my mom. And it's like, as much as I know her as mommy, seeing her as a human is totally different. You understand? Like being able to separate that. So a lot of my healing came from that place of just conversations. And I'm a person, I like to learn from people's mistakes. I feel like if you have something to teach me about your experience, give me it. You put it into your toolbox. You don't know where in life you might need to pull that out to use it.
Nigel had some gems today as well.
Yes.
It's not even a toolbox, it's more a skill set. You know what I mean? You learn from other people's, unfortunately, from other people's mistakes. You know? And then, if you could put yourself in the situation, then you don't make the same thing.
So sometimes it's just about correcting your eyes, and as I said, looking at the world or looking at situations through healthier eyes than your trauma, because the lens of trauma and triggers could you watching something, everybody watching the same thing, and all of us seeing something else, something different, so you get a course correct, and it would show by the way you approach things, how you view things.
Indeed.
It speaks very loud.
And I see as well, mental illness in our generation is something that really has been put in the forefront, whereas like on our parents' times and whatnot, it was something that was a taboo subject and something that people avoided discussing, even because for want of it affecting you socially or in your career and otherwise. But mental illness is real, and what they're realizing that is depression is real, and there's so many different forms of it and so many different situations, so like in what your quote was saying is like the windshield wiper effect, whereas like your windscreen of, in your life is muddy, and it's muddy from all your problems, so that the assistance you could get by just listening, or maybe someone listening to you, could turn on the windshield wipers, and all of a sudden, you can see your way.
Well said.
I love that analogy. I'm stealing that. That's letting you know. And that's it, you guys, for the Empowerment Minute.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. It's a wrap for Island Girl Talk today.
Well, we peeps still there?
Yes.
Still peeps in?
Nothing new right now.
Okay.
But guys, as always, we had a good time with y'all, right? We love chatting and listening and conversing with you guys, learning with you guys, all of that. We want to thank Nigel Rojas of Orange Sky for being here in the house, guys. And also, we want to remind you all that Orange Sky show, The Last Blast, is happening this Saturday at Sound Forge, sponsored to you by Carib Beer. All right? And also, Orange Sky is celebrating not 25, but 27 years of music.
Chris.
So do not miss this show. It's going to be epic.
And tonight, it's all about Three Chairs featuring Sasha, Adeline Prime, and Logic on O.U.R Radio
8 p.m.
at 8 p.m.
Indeed. And besties, we hope to see you all next week, Wednesday, as per usual, from 12 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. We give you all an extra half hour, all right? And of course,
extra 15 minutes today.
Indeed. Remember to like and share this live, share it on your socials, share it with your friends, let people know all about Island
from
Girl.
a new YouTube channel.
Indeed, and let your friends know all about Island Girl Talk so that they too can come and join the conversation. All right, guys, thanks so much once more for joining.
Next week is a new month.
Indeed, it is. And guys, I'm not too sure. What? All right, DC. Next week is a new month. But thank you for joining Island Girl Talk, where women are free to simply be unapologetically. Keep it classy, guys. Bye. Trinidad is my land.
Trinidad
Trinidad is my land, and of it I am proud and glad. But I can't understand why some people just talk it bad. But I know all of them we running them out. Don't know where they're talking about. They would paint your black every day, and the right things they would never say. Like our sportsmen being rated among the best. Our scholars have sit and passed every test and put us right alongside the rest. But then our pitch lake is the greatest one of its kind. Our sugar and oil is really refined. So you see, friends, this is a real thing Solomon's mind. They just talk some nonsense. Me ain't know where they're doing it for. About so much violence, man, you would swear that we fighting war. Of course, we have we delinquents to face, but just like any other place, look, the things that I say about here is really too much for me to bear. Because my people are daily making progress without any form of stupidness, and in this way we must gain success. For when we move in, we all move as one body. No bickering between you and me. For our policy stands for racial equality. Now when a stranger spending a little time in this lovely isle, every day you see him, he always have a hearty smile. When his time is up to depart, he would say with pride in heart, I'll be back, you could bet your life. And if I can't come, I will send my wife. And then he'll tell you, he really wants her to come, to drink some rum and have plenty fun in this great island in the sun. For Trinidadian, as foreigners do we call, it doesn't matter whether big or small, or if you're rich or poor, friends, we cater for one and all. So all of them we're talking, they either drunk or they're steering mad, or maybe they forgetting Mr. Universe belongs to Trinidad. And yet we have men of talent and skill, with high hopes of improving still. And if you think all this is a lie, the mighty sniper won't tell you why. Now our steel band is the best talent in the world. Like calypsos or stories are told, with its rhythm to touch your soul. So Trinidad, this lovely land of my book, small but overwhelming in wood. And as you know, Carnival is the greatest frolic on earth.
Once upon a time there was a magic island full of magic people. Let me tell you a story about their pain and their glory. Oh yeah. Many rivers flow to this naked eye, bringing fear and pain, but also a brand new style. And of all these rivers that shape this land, two mighty ones moved like a sculptor's hand. And today those hands across the land, man, is still landscaping. And there's no doubt we can work it out, there is no escaping. As the river flows, there are those who will change its passage. But every common man got to understand up and send a message. So put up your hand if you understand now. Come, see how we moving, watch how we grooving, see how we step in style. One lovely nation under a groove, the Ganges don't meet the Nile. Them boys with the hidden agendas and the mind benders, people don't take it front. They are smart men and politicians can come along if they want